The NBA playoffs officially start today. Today's the start of the postseason, or is
No,
the
no.
play-in considered the post? No, it's the postseason. It's just not the playoffs,
hmm The extra credit bowl
right?
is what I call it, Ron.
Extra credit bowl.
I call it the extra credit bowl. Yeah. hmm
Well, okay. The extra credit bowl starts today, so we're officially postseason, but we're not playoffs. So postseason, pre-playoffs. We got playing games today. We're going to talk all about these matchups. I'm actually going to put them on the screen so you guys can see what's going on. As of right now, we have 4 playing games, but only 2 teams will play today. So we'll get 2 games today. Um, it's a little bittersweet that the regular season's over with, but now we get meaningful basketball. Every game matters, especially in the play-in, because if you lose, you go home. If you win, you advance. So let's go ahead and get into it, fellas. We got 2 games today. We got the Miami Heat as a 10 seed playing against the Charlotte Hornets, who are the 9th seed. And then we have the Portland Trailblazers as the 8th seed playing against the Phoenix Suns, who are the 7th seed. Before we get into everything, in case you don't know how the play-in works, if you are the 7th and 8th seed, if you win that game, you automatically get in as the 7th seed. So if the 8th seed beats the 7th seed, or if the Miami Heat end up, or if the Trailblazers end up beating the Suns today, for instance, they will get in as the 7th seed, and they will end up playing the number 2 seeded San Antonio Spurs, which means that the loser of that game, let's say it's the Phoenix Suns, will then have to play the winner of the Clippers and the Warriors, and the winner of that game gets in to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. But fellas, we are going to start with the Miami Heat and the Charlotte Hornets. Is this an intriguing matchup? I think it is.
So the extra credit bowl is what I call it because you can't even do the work that I gave you. Now you want extra credit in order to get into the playoffs. But here we are. That's fine. Um, it is an intriguing matchup because I think that Charlotte is one of those teams that we have been talking about throughout the course of the season, but I specifically haven't been talking about them as much because I expected them to be the same old Charlotte, and they've been really good. They've been really good. I think Coach Lee has done a great job with his rotations. He's a very situational coach. He understands situations in terms of matchups, and I can see him today really going after Tyler Hero. What I mean when I say that, Mars, is we live in a mismatch hunting league, and if I want Tyler Hero in the action, I'm getting Brandon Miller to set screens because if I'm gonna have Tyler Hero, if Spo's gonna have Tyler Hero chasing around Con Knipple, they're gonna do a lot of switching. So I want Brandon Miller setting a lot of screens, and the reason why I want him setting a lot of screens is because I want Tyler Hero on Brandon Miller. I want Tyler Hero on Lamelo Ball because I want them to go after him. And I want them to do everything that they can to keep him on the defense. If I'm Miami, I want to speed the game up because that's who they are. That's when they've been the most successful. I think that I think that Miami can win this game if they do 2 things. Number one, if they could control the backboard with both Bam and Khalil Ware and limit their second chance opportunities. And in addition to being able to do that, if they can speed up the game, if they can keep the game fast, I think that they got an opportunity to win this game.
You guys agree?
83. 83. That's all I got to say. 83. That's all I'm going to say.
83. I mean, this technically is the 83rd game of the season.
There you go.
It is
All
the-
starting to
it is-
line up.
is the
Hey,
83rd
hey,
game.
it all makes sense now.
It is the 83rd game of the season. That's a fact. Yes.
Ben, so you're taking Mr. 83?
You can hate it all you want, Penn. He did do it. Eat it.
That's a
Yes, he
valid
did,
question.
Ben.
I've
So-
been up here all year asking for some Hornets respect. You think I'm about to pick against the Hornets right now? Man, you must be crazy. No, give me the Hornets. Y'all going home, South Beach to Cancun. How far is that flight?
About an hour and a half, something like that.
Nice.
2 hours.
Take a boat.
If Bam, I read a stat yesterday that Bam is one of the worst mid-range shooters in the game, which I think is amazing. If Bam being one of the worst mid-range shooters in the game is true, what I want if I'm Charles Lee is I just want to get in his space. I don't want to just leave him wide open, but I do want to get in his space to force him to shoot the mid-range. And that's something that I thought was incredible because Bam doesn't, from the eye test, look like a bad mid-range shooter. But statistically, he's one of the worst in the league, which is crazy to me because he actually takes some good shots and he can make some tough shots in both the mid-post and in the mid-range. So if I'm Charles Lee in terms of schemes, I want to get in his space. I want him to shoot mid-range shots. And if I can get him to shoot mid-range shots at volume, I think that gives us an opportunity to win because we could get on the glass too, because that keeps him off the glass because he's away from the basket. So I think that'll be good for us.
Yeah, I'm real excited about this matchup tonight because you have a team that obviously you have some guys that have finals experience. You have a championship caliber coach, all of that good stuff. And you have a team full of vets, players that have been there, players that have been around the block, all of that good stuff. And then you have the Charlotte Hornets who are, for the last 3-4 years, this franchise hasn't really been anything. Just earlier this season, we were asking for Charles Lee to be fired. Just earlier this season, people were saying that LaMelo Ball's brand and his style of play would never translate to winning. He had the healthy stigma pin. Why are you looking like that? These are all things that have been said about the Hornets.
What does 4 years ago have to do with Kon was 15 years old?
I get that, Pin. The point I'm making is, well, that actually goes to my point. Inexperienced team versus an experienced team. I think that matters. It may matter more in a playoff series, but it still matters in a very important game because we know vets can turn it on and turn it off, whereas unproven players, we don't know whether they could do that. So that's the point I'm making. Like, the Heat have championship experience. Will that bold in their favor in this game? That's why I think it's intriguing.
I just think this thing with the Miami Heat being, I mean, from 5 to 10 was separated by 3 games. That's it. That's a bad week. You go from you have one bad week and you go from being the 5th seed to now you fighting for your playoff life. So, I mean, how far apart are these teams, if we're being honest?
Very far apart, Joe.
How far is Miami away from Toronto in terms of a team? Like, is Toronto clearly better than them?
Chill, they just faced them twice and they beat them by an average margin of 20 points. Like,
okay.
What are we doing?
So
Twice in a row. Beat them by 30,
so,
and then they came back, and then they lost by 15. Like,
and these were, when were these games, Pin? I know it was just these last 2 weeks,
was like
right?
last week.
Yeah, and these are meaningful games, too. These are games that can get you from the play-in into the playoffs.
Right. I get that part. Right. But if I'm not mistaken, and like I said, I don't want to give you guys any bad information. Right. I don't want to give you guys any bad information. But this the same Toronto team that got smoked in their building by Sacramento. Literally a week ago.
Get
smoked in their building.
Sacramento, Joe. We did what the Orlando Magic did. Right now, the Orlando Magic is on.
You came up here crying the next day, man.
I did not come up here crying. It was a stupid game. We obviously expected that team to pull it apart late.
Game?
It was a stupid game. We expected that team to blow it late. We obviously walked in thinking we were going to get an.
The Heat lost to the Kings too, by the way.
Yeah, shout outs to the Kings. Look, I'm just saying.
And also, Pin.
Just 2 games, you're gonna lose.
Just to set the record straight, so March 17th, the Hornets did beat the Heat by 30, 136 to 106. But just about 11 days before that, March 6th, the Heat beat the Hornets 126 to 120. Mm-hmm. And the Heat have the season series or have won the season series.
That was because they played their games were early in the year. That was before the Hornets became good.
What matters more, who you were in November or who you were in like April?
That's just kind of who you are.
What part of April? Like early April, or when you
what
play
about
each other?
What about March when they went 1-1 in March?
Okay, here's the thing: the Hornets started out really bad, which is to be expected when you play this many young players, right? But they found a groove, and they have been playing like a 50-win team for the last 4 months, 5 months. So that matters to me. To me, right now, I would pick the Hornets in a series against the Raptors. I would probably pick them in a series, maybe even against the Cavaliers. I would give them a chance against the Knicks. So obviously,
whoa, hold on. Don't stop there though, Pin, because they can potentially, if they make it out the play-in, they're either going to play. If they win the game tonight, they're playing the Celtics. If they lose and then win their next game, they'll be playing the Pistons.
yeah, I'm not.
So if they play those
Hornets
two,
I'm not
9.
picking them against either one of those.
The
Oh,
teams.
Hornets
they are
can only
not.
play
They are-
Detroit. They can only play Detroit.
They can
okay.
only play
So
Detroit.
all right. So if they play Detroit, then what?
No,
You're not taking them.
no, because when Toronto gets bounced, because it will happen. Sorry, Raptor fans, it will happen. I'm going with Detroit all the way to the finals from the East. If Detroit gets bounced in the first round and Toronto gets bounced in the first round, I'm rooting for the West. That's where I'm at right now. I'm not rooting for nobody else.
Nice.
You on last year's swiper gimmick. I see.
Them just abandoning
I
Charlotte
what
when
y'all-
they
I see
actually
what
have
you're
a
doing
shot.
right
How
here.
Wait,
sad.
hold on. If Charlotte actually does beat Detroit, yeah, then we're gonna have to ride with Charlotte. But like,
I think
I don't
Charlotte
really
or Miami
think that's
could
gonna
beat
happen.
Detroit.
So I'm assuming Detroit's gonna smoke them, and I assume if Detroit is gonna lose, it's gonna be due to inexperience in the second round. But if Detroit loses in the second round, then I'm just out on the East. We going West. I'm gonna come and visit y'all in your house
I don't. I
on the
think
West Coast.
I think if Detroit a second round exit, depending on who they lose to, I don't think is a bad season for Detroit. I still think they're trending upward.
I love what Detroit's doing. I like the energy. I like the energy. Jalen Duran saying the East coming through us. Yo, man. And you know what? It's one thing to talk. It's another thing to back it up. They backed it up. They took care of business. Cade went out. They still took care of business. Cade came back. Still took care of business. Now they get into the playoffs. They got a chip on their shoulder. Have you ever seen a 60-win team that feels like an underdog?
Yes,
That's the Detroit Pistons.
the Atlanta Hawks in 2015.
Well, they legitimately were an underdog because they were frauds.
No, they weren't. They just ran into James. That's the problem. They beat everybody else. They just ran into James. That was the issue.
They beat two teams.
They beat which teams?
The two that they played in the first and second round.
Right. And they ran into James.
That's not everybody else. That's two teams.
Everybody.
No,
that
I'm
they
talking
played,
about.
though.
No.
Yeah, they beat the two teams.
Okay, first
Everybody
of all,
else makes it sound a lot better than they won two series.
Okay,
Like,
once again,
it's all
we're
about
talking-
phrasing.
We're talking about a 60-win team, and I don't want to make this into an argument.
Oh, they
We're
beat the 8 seed in round one.
We're talking about a 60.
Okay.
They won 60 games that year.
They did.
Okay,
And,
so
and through the course of that season, with the 60 games that they won, I think they had won like 23 straight or something like that. And
Who did they
then
beat in
when
round
they got into the playoffs,
They beat the 2015 Nets.
the problem is that they ran into
And it
James.
took them 6 games to do it.
They handled everybody else. I'm sorry, and the Boston
Handled?
Celtics and I'm sorry.
Yeah, no way. They went 7 with the
Survived.
Bulls.
Yes,
They also went
they
7
had
with
to
the
deal
Cavs,
with
you know.
everybody else. This is
Yeah,
nonsense.
so
Y'all
shout
don't do
out
this
to
with
the
these teams, man.
60-win
I
It's
Hawks.
just bullshit. Y'all
I
do
just
this with
didn't-
these
60-win
teams.
Hawks.
I didn't
beat
rate
the
that team.
Give me a
38
break, man. Like
44
when you
Nets.
run
You
into
thought they were
somebody
going to
that's
win a
that good.
championship?
And
Chill,
then
you-
in round two, they beat the 46 and 36 Wizards. Yeah, they beat two
That
teams
was
that combined
a
to
good.
be
That was a
500.
good team. That was a good.
The
team.
Wizards team that was a lot better 2 years later, but yeah, they were decent.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
That's-
They
that's-
got- they
Yeah,
got
for sure.
46,
But that was like the beginning of the Wizards becoming decent. So shout out to them.
right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, but everybody else is very different than beating two teams that combined to be 500. It just
Joe,
sounds
did you
just
ever
like
think
they
that-
beat
you
everybody
thought that
else.
Hawks team had a
500 in
chance?
the East is actually good though.
Joe, you
I didn't
thought that
think-
Hawks team had a
2015
chance?
East?
I didn't think that
2015?
I didn't think
What
that
the
they had a
hell?
chance.
Okay, so chill. If a 60-win team, you didn't
I
think
didn't
they had a
think that they
chance.
had a
Why am I
chance
wrong
against-
for saying they were
I didn't
frauds?
think that they had a chance against Cleveland. That was it. I thought that they could
Oh.
beat everybody else. That's what I thought. They just ran into Cleveland. That was the problem. There was your issue. I think that I think if they could have avoided Cleveland, I think they could have got to the NBA championship that year.
And by
I
avoiding Cleveland, who did Cleveland would have had to lose?
The Cavs beat Chicago that year, but they cheated. Because Chicago should have been up 3-1.
Yeah, we already.
I think
we already
Chicago
was on
would
that.
have beat Atlanta, just for the record.
They probably would have, but we will never know because you don't actually beat everyone else in the
I think
playoffs.
so.
You just beat who's in front of you. So they
Right.
beat the Nets and they
Yeah.
beat the Wizards. That doesn't mean they only would have lost to LeBron. It just means we only saw them lose to the team that was led by LeBron James. That's how
Right.
the
I think
bracket
there were
worked
8
out.
games over
If,
500.
for
You
example,
guys-
the Nuggets lose, if the Nuggets lose to, let's say, OKC this year. I think the Nuggets and OKC are on different sides of the bracket, right? Yeah, they are. If the Nuggets lose to OKC this year, that doesn't mean that that's the only team they could have lost to. That just means that that's how the bracket shook out. And then we'll be like, oh, well, they just couldn't get past OKC. So, no, they might have lost to this other team that was on the other side of the bracket too. We just wouldn't know. Same thing with the Spurs. If the Spurs to lose to the Nuggets, it's not like, oh, well, they just ran into Jokic. It's like, well, no, they could have just lost the next round to OKC. We'll never know. So, yeah, the Hawks lost to LeBron and lost to the Cavs. That doesn't mean that was the only thing stopping them from winning.
I think it was the only thing stopping them from winning. They were 8 games over 500 against the Western Conference. They owned the Eastern Conference. They had won over 23 straight games, and they were doing very well in the Eastern Conference. And they ran into the best player in the league. And if you ask me personally, when I look at the dynamic of the Eastern Conference and how it was put together, they ran into a juggernaut in James. That was the problem. It wasn't just the Cavs. And some people will tell me, well, they act like it was just James. Just so you know, that series, Kevin Love wasn't there. Kyrie Irving was there half the series. They ran into James. He was too much for them.
3-1 against
that was the problem.
Chill, there's so many teams that like I've watched and rooted for that I knew were frauds. You knew they were going to get exposed in the playoffs, and they could win 56 games, 58 games, but you knew they didn't have the goods, as you say, right? So just because you lose in the first round doesn't mean you were a fraud. Sometimes you just ran into the wrong matchup. The Dallas Mavericks ran into the We Believe Warriors. No, chill. Because how many teams in the West that year could have beat that Atlanta team?
I'm not saying that they could have won.
I think Chicago could have beat that Atlanta team.
Let's get to the bottom of this right now. I don't think Atlanta was winning the NBA championship that year. I'm not going that far, but I don't think that they were frauds. I think that's the buzzword.
I think a fraud.
I think they had a damn good team.
Chill. I think a fraud is a number 1 seed that can't win a championship. Okay, that's what I think. I think a fraud is a 60-win team that has no chance at a championship. I think a fraud is a 58, 57-win regular season dominant team. There's a lot of ways to get 57 wins, Joe. And I'm not disparaging.
So Toronto was a fraud in 18 when they won 59 games and they ran into James?
Yes. Yes, absolutely yes. If DeMar DeRozan is your offense, you're a fraud.
Okay, I got you.
You don't got a matchup for the best player in the Eastern Conference, you are a fraud. Mm-hmm. You know what? You didn't have the matchup for the second best player in the Eastern Conference either. You are a fraud. Yes, Jonas Valanciunas is your starting center. You're a fraud. You're a regular season juggernaut that is afraid to blow it up, and you had to make some executive decisions, some very tough decisions, and replace some of these weaker defenders with strong defenders like Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, and Marc Gasol. And yeah, you did it a little late. Probably could have done it a little earlier, but hey, you got a championship out of it.
I think where the divide is with you and I, Penn, and that I feel like that's fair, but I think the divide between you and I is the word fraud. And
okay.
When I think about a team like Atlanta, do I think that they could have won the NBA championship? I don't think that they would beat Golden State.
What's a better word? Because I feel like I'm saying fraud, and you think I'm trying to sell you like on a $10,000 timeshare. So
I just don't think that they were. I don't think they were.
What about phony?
No, I don't. I just don't think that they were good enough to win the NBA championship.
Fugazi.
But I do think that they were. When I think about a fraud, I think phony. I think fake. I think what you're
Pretender?
selling me. Yeah, I think that what you're selling me, what you're trying to sell me, is a bale of bad goods. But you're trying to sell it as real, and it's not. I felt like that Atlanta Hawk team. I felt like they were. I think that they are the real. They were the real deal. They just ran into a player who was basically at his. I mean, he was Thanos. That's really what it was. And they ran into at that particular time. And I think that what's going on with this Atlanta Hawks team, I don't think that they're disrespected at not Atlanta. I'm sorry, Detroit. I don't think that they're disrespected as a 60-win team. I just think that there's people who don't think that they're as good. I mean, I don't think that there's anybody that's like, yo, Detroit is getting bounced in round 1. These dudes is frauds. No, I don't think anybody thinks that about them.
So chill. What about Fool's Gold?
Fool's Gold and fraud
That's
is
your
the same
world.
thing.
The reason Detroit gets disrespected. The reason Detroit gets disrespected is because people didn't think they were going to be this good, and now they're this good, and people are like, I don't know what to make of this. But the truth is, every single player on this team was underrated coming in. Nobody really thought about Dennis Jenkins being what he is. Nobody really thought about Jalen Duren in the conversations he's in, potentially all NBA. I think very few people were looking at Cade Cunningham as a top 10 player in the NBA, which he, debatably is right now. for most people at least. And I
Sure.
don't think a lot of people saw this ascension from their defense, like their overall defense. And maybe people are sleeping on, JB Bickerstaff. So again, like togetherness can accentuate wins. Like their chemistry is obviously responsible for some of their success, but that chemistry is also going to pull them out of a series where they get down 2-1. That chemistry is also going to hold them together in game 7. The toughness and grit and commitment and consistency that they have played with, they are more ready for playoff basketball than any team in the Eastern Conference. And I dare you to name me a counter.
And I think
They've
that
been
their
playing
team,
playoff basketball all year.
I don't know about that, Penn.
That's not to say
Ron,
talent.
Penn is 100% right about that because their brand of basketball is so conducive for the playoffs. It's
They've
it's
trained the refs
absolutely
all year to let them get away with this. They play physical. They have grown men who have, maybe like 22, 23, 24-year-old grown men in the post that are going to make shit like hard for you, man. Like, I don't know, chill. Like there's certain teams where you go up against them and you go through a quarter and you're like, I don't know if I want to go through 3 quarters of this. I don't know if I want to get beat up and physically abused this way. The physicality that they bring on a night-to-night basis, which is very much a consistency, will wear you down over a 7-game series. So if Cade Cunningham can actually show up as a shot creator, if Dennis Jenkins can continue to, carry off the bench and do what he's doing and fix some of the issues, if their shooters don't completely fall off the cliff, absolutely they can go to the finals. They earned every one of those 60 wins. Every one of them.
I just don't know, Penn. You're
Ron,
saying this with a lot of certainty, but
the reason why he's saying that. The reason why he's saying that, Ron, is because the reason why he's saying that is because if you look at Detroit's team and you look at how they play, that translates to the playoffs. Half-court offense, holding teams to one shot, great rotation guys. Your defense is your third scorer because they don't get one guy. They don't get one guy as their third scorer. They get their defense to turn you over, and it's Karis LeVert in transition. It's Dennis Jenkins knocking down an open shot. It's Beat Stu. It's a bunch of different guys who turn your offense. You turn your defense into offense. All of that stuff that they do in the regular season is conducive, and it works in the playoffs. So I think that's Penn's point when we're talking about being able to go far in the playoffs. So I get exactly what Penn is saying in this particular situation. But really quickly, can I address this really quick with this dude who said that the 09 Cavs were a fraud? Okay, the 09 Cavs did not win 24 straight games. The 09 Cavs were not 8 games over 500 against the Western Conference like Atlanta was. The 09 Cavs did not have a winning record against the better teams in the league. The 09 Cavs were losing against the better teams in the Eastern Conference specifically. The Atlanta Hawks weren't doing that. So the thing that bothers me the most about you dudes in the chat, when you come for me, I really wish that you would just listen to I really wish that you guys would listen instead of always gotcha. You guys don't listen to anything. It's always just gotcha. The buzzword is 60 games. If you win 60 games, sure, you're a damn good team. But how do you win those 60 games? The Atlanta Hawks, like I said, they were a bunch of games over 500 against the Western Conference. In addition to them being a bunch of games over 500 against the Western Conference, they were also awesome in the East. And then when they ran into that Cleveland team with James, they just didn't have enough for him. Just like Toronto didn't have enough for him. Just like Indiana didn't have enough for him. That was the problem. So you being a fraud tells me that you're trying to sell me something that you're really not. I knew that the Cleveland Cavaliers in 09 was fool's gold when I saw them against other people. When I saw them against other people at a higher level. Atlanta didn't show me against the better teams that they were a fraud. They didn't show me that. That's just not true.
The 09 Cavs went 26-4 against the West. They were 66-16 overall. They had the second best net rating in the league against top 10 teams.
And tell everybody, Mars, who they played. Since you want to cook my logic, Mars, tell everybody who they played.
I didn't want to cook your logic.
Yes,
you just said things that weren't true.
Okay,
I'm not arguing with you. I'm correcting you.
So again, Mars, tell everybody how they did against the Boston Celtics that year. Tell everybody how they did against the Orlando Magic that year. Tell everybody how they did against the better teams in the Eastern
against the Boston
Conference.
Celtics.
Since my logic is incorrect. So go ahead, Mars.
Against the Boston Celtics, they went 1-2 that year. against the Orlando Magic, they went 1-2 that year. So 2-4 against those two teams. Does that help? I'm not trying to cook your logic.
I don't know,
What
Mars.
four,
Does it help?
losses did they get in the West though? Just out of curiosity, who did they lose?
The 4 West teams they lost.
You know Kobe
to,
got one.
Yeah, I know one of them got
You already know the Black Mamba.
They lost both times to the Lakers. So they lost to the Lakers twice.
Black Mamba got 2.
And then they
The team that won the
lost.
NBA championship, by the way.
They lost to New Orleans. And
Chris Paul.
Houston. They lost to Houston. So they lost to Houston.
T-Mac?
Houston and New Houston
Hey,
and
of
New
course
Orleans
T-Mac
once.
got one.
Yeah, Houston and New Orleans once, and the Lakers twice. And then obviously beat every other West opponent while having the second best net rating in the league against top 10 opponents. And I think had the best record in the league.
If you just take care of business against,
and had the best player on the planet.
if you just take care of business against a very depleted bottom of your conference, you can get a lot of wins.
And then they ended up beating, if I'm not mistaken, like Miles, I think you said it earlier in the show. I mean, how'd they do against Cleveland that season? Atlanta? How did they do against Cleveland in the
They went 3-1 in the regular season.
So they went 3-1 against them in the regular season. What about the other teams in the Eastern Conference?
Bear with me.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to know all the teams or the good ones?
No. Just the better teams in the Eastern. Like let's just go with the top.
There wasn't many. So Cleveland and Chicago. You want to know about Toronto?
Yeah. How'd they do against Chicago?
Against Chicago, I want to say they were 2-1 that year against Chicago.
Okay, so they beat them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were 2-1 against Chicago.
Sure.
Against the Raptors, they were. I'm going to assume 2-1 again.
Snooze face.
They lost opening night to Toronto, so that's
sure.
one of the losses. Mm-hmm. They were 1-2 against the Raptors. So
that
they
was
lost
our
to
championship parade. That one win.
Yeah. No, you won both. You won 2 out of 3. So you.
The reason why I'm saying
Chris Bosh going to work. Shout out Chris Bosh.
This is 2015. What
are you doing?
Oh, I thought it was
this is Kyle Lowry and them. Yeah, this is Kyle Lowry.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, so they lost
Mars,
the
in
season series to
2015.
Toronto.
In 2015, didn't the
Cavs.
Raptors sweep the Wizards and then lose and then get swept in the first round?
Which Raptors team are you talking about?
2015 Raptors.
The 2015 Raptors, they ended up losing to the Wizards in 4 games. Yeah, they got mocked.
But in the regular season, they swept them, right?
In the regular season, they won that series. I want to say sweep. I'll check. But,
yeah. So like to me, honestly, it doesn't really have a really great. There's not a really strong correlation, like between two variables. Like I think there's things in people's minds that are super connected that maybe aren't as connected as we think they are. Draft position and player outcomes is one thing where people think there's like an 80% correlation between these two things, and there's probably like a 13% correlation between these two things. Regular season success and playoff success against the same teams, I don't think it necessarily matters, man. Like sometimes you're playing a team on a back-to-back, you don't have a fully healthy roster, your team hasn't fully game planned, there's trades that happen. Like the Raptors went 3-0 this year against the Cavaliers. They mopped the floor with them. I don't think that holds any weight at all in how I'm thinking about this series. The Raptors have lost 13 straight to the Knicks. I would have probably given the Raptors a better chance against the Knicks than the Cavs. My point is these things aren't super dependent because in the playoffs it's going to come down to matchups, but also adjustments. It's going to come down to rhythm. It's going to come down to, styles make fights. And you don't get that in a regular season. You just don't.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna bring this back to the play-in. We're still talking about the playoffs, but we're specifically talking about the play-in. I'm gonna usher us back into this conversation with a $50 super chat from Spanish Jose TV. Spanish Jose said, "I woke up today feeling like a hater. Yes, I hate the play-in tournament. It's not needed. We don't need to glorify failures who not only get a second chance, but they get a third chance in the losers bracket. It undermines and dilutes the 82-game season."
Man,
I don't
$50
like
to lie.
I don't agree with
okay,
that.
that's crazy.
Well,
teams used to make the playoffs when they made 7th or 8th. Now they have to fight. Why are y'all saying this is participation trophy shit? This 7 or 8 teams, they used to just make the playoffs outright. Also, I really appreciate this playoff tournament, play-in tournament being there in the Eastern Conference because all these teams have winning records. There was a time when teams were making the NBA playoffs with like 36 wins. That's not the case here. That's happening in the Western Conference right now, like 38, 39, whatever, the record is on the 10th seed. But every one of these teams, including Miami, including Charlotte, has a winning record. So why don't they have a chance? Like, I like the play-in tournament. I don't understand people hating.
You did have a chance. You had 82 games. You had a chance already.
But if I made 7 seed, now I got to fight for it. What?
You shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to play. I should not have to play the Golden State Warriors to get in the playoffs. I shouldn't have to do that. No, I shouldn't.
So you just think 7 and 8 should just make it outright?
Because we already had a play-in tournament. We already had the Miami Heat are not a playoff team.
I think the East
Golden State Warriors are not a
playoff
playoff team. They are not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
So do you kind of agree with Damien's logic of removing the 7-8 and just making it 8? So the final, like, let's just let 8, 9, and 10 battle it out.
Or how about this? How about we have 82 games and you guys all battle it out for 8 spots? How about we do that?
I think y'all are taking this way too serious, man. I think the 7th and 8th seed. They're throwing.
I don't think Phoenix should have to be in a play-in right now. If I'm being honest, Phoenix
is a throw-in too.
No, but they're gonna get mopped. We know they're gonna get mopped. In fact, they might even lose in the play-in. I'm not guaranteeing they're gonna beat Portland and then beat whoever beats Clippers and whatever. So they might miss out on the playoffs, and I think that would be wrong for how they played this year. But I also think Philly and Orlando and Charlotte are separated by 1 game. Portland and the Clippers are literally tied. I have no problem with a play-in in that situation. It's when Golden State have a chance of making the playoffs and they're 37 and 45.
They shouldn't.
And all they need now, and now Steph's back healthy, yeah, they can win 2 games. And now we've got a team that throughout the whole season has been clearly worse than a team like Phoenix. Might take Phoenix's spot in the playoffs because Phoenix had a bad 2 games. I think that's where it becomes unfair. But in situations where it's like Philly, Orlando, Charlotte, Miami, separated by 2 games, I have no problem with playing. Cleveland or not Cleveland, Portland and LA, tied, have no problem with playing. So I think it should be like, there should be a parameter. Like, if you're separated by less than 2 games or less, you can have a play-in. If not, you're just in the clear. And that means some year there'll be no play-in. And then some year there'll be a 7 through 10 play-in. Like, that's kind of where
Penn, what it reminds me of is it reminds me of the NCAA. I'm really quickly, Ox. What it reminds me of is it reminds me of the NCAA tournament. You know, that team that's garbage throughout the regular season and they end up getting in the conference tournament and they like fucking 8 games behind the second place team and they end up getting hot and they end up winning the conference. So they 4-12 in the league, by the way. And they end up winning the conference tournament and they now end up in the tournament. This team, and they end up as the 16th seed and get blown out. That's not an NCAA tournament team. I feel the same way when I think about what's going on in the playoffs. This Golden State Warrior team, yes, I can appreciate that Steph Curry was out for 2.5 months. I can appreciate that Jimmy Butler tore his knee up, but I think that that's part of the process. Like, getting hurt sucks. I would love to see these guys be healthy and actually have an opportunity to get in the playoffs legit, but it doesn't happen that way. And because it doesn't happen that way, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You have 82 games to figure it out. I'm not going to give you 83 or 84 games to figure it out once we get to the end. I mean, the Golden State Warriors, I think that they dropped, if I'm not mistaken, and Mars, you're the numbers guy, you can correct me on this. I think they dropped like 6 of their last 10 games coming into the play-in tournament. They've been garbage. They have not been good.
With that being said, like, I hear you, I understand that, and to a certain extent I agree, but that's on the Clippers and the Blazers to handle business stuff. Like, if Golden State is that bad, then the Clippers should just beat them. Like, nobody loses anything.
Why should I have to beat them again though? I did already.
I mean, it's because that's just the rules now, and you know what I'm saying. Like, what's the big deal? If they're not a threat, knock them off. Like, we only gain from this. We only gain watching more basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody loses from this.
I could get with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's great. It being good for the fans doesn't mean it's good for the league. Like, it being good for the fans doesn't mean it's good for, like, the competitive integrity of the sport.
But boss, why don't you think this is good for the competitive? Right quick, Ox.
Because we know what can happen in single games. Like, who do we all think is the worst team in the league? Just real quick. You don't need to.
Washington.
Washington.
Wizards.
Cool.
Yeah,
We'll go
no,
with the
Kings.
Wizards.
No, wait.
No. Let's go with the Kings.
Why?
We'll go with the Wizards because the
Anybody-
point is
Come
the
on,
same
Mars,
regardless.
please.
The point is the same regardless. The Wizards won 17 games this year. That means they beat 17
Yeah.
opponents. One-off games, even the Wizards can beat you. We're
No.
in a play-in tournament where a team that has 37 wins is going up against teams that were above 500, 42 wins for the Clippers, potentially 45 wins in Phoenix. And then, it's like, just go out and beat them. We're in we just watched March Madness. We saw how UConn beat Duke. Like, we are in single game eliminations where anything can happen. It's great for entertainment, but that doesn't mean that for the actual competitive integrity and what's best for the league and what's best for like actually seeing the best teams compete. Those teams should not be making the playoffs when they've been this bad for all 82. Like they just shouldn't.
Other than Golden State,
But this
which
year,
that is
that's what I'm saying. This year I'm saying it should be case by case. This year for me, the play should exclude Phoenix and should be Portland and LA for the 8 spot, in my opinion.
Okay.
In the West. And in the East, it should be 7-10. I have no problem with 7-10 in the East. But that's because
they're
it's
so
close.
in their record.
But then I think last year wasn't like Chicago in the play-in and they were like trash. Like, I'd be forgetting what happens in the play-in, so I'll check.
Chicago was in it.
Chicago and Miami, 37 and 45, 39 and 43, and you have a chance of making the playoffs. In fact, one of you did make the playoffs. Like, what? Like, I'm good off that.
Thing
Like,
was, it's either do the plan how they're doing it right now or don't do it at all. You know what I mean? And
I'm on team don't
cool.
do it all if that's the case. That's fine.
I'm cool. I mean, y'all know how I feel. I just think it should be the top 16 and that's it. But since they're doing it this way, I just don't think it necessarily hurts anybody. And while I do know that in basketball, on any given night, anybody could beat anybody, I just feel like if you're the better team, take care of business. Let's get to the playoffs. Chill. To that NC2A situation that you were talking about a moment ago. I only have an issue with that when it comes to mid-major conferences when you have a team that is dominant. I don't feel like teams in mid-major conferences that go 26-4 and lose one game in conference play should have to win their conference tournament to make
like Miami
to
the
the. Yeah, I just think basketball. Well, no, didn't they lost in the championship, right?
No, they lost in the first round of the conference tournament. They got bounced in the first round.
Right. Okay.
It was undefeated, and they lose in the first round of the conference tournament. And now they got to
That's
play their
despicable.
way into the NCAA tournament.
I'm talking about if I'm coach, we run it for the whole next 3 days.
They had that little playing game, right? But I'm not.
They got to play their way into the tournament.
Yeah, but they still made that part. I'm saying like they at least they got to that. So that's in the 68 teams, right? So I'm just saying like for in mid-major conferences, I don't believe that if you are one of those, you should have an automatic bid. Like you shouldn't have to win your conference tournament. That's the only thing. I just think that a lot of times in college sports, there's a lot of elitist things going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just don't like
100%
that in college sports. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, another thing, Chill, if you get to that 16 seed, regardless of how you get there, that's on the number 1 seed. Like if you lose to the 16 seed, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta.
But at least it's in the playoffs.
You gotta win.
Which is the NCAA tournament. It's in the playoffs, right? So it's not like we got to play them to get into the playoffs. To Mars's point, a team like Phoenix, who's 8 games up on the Golden State Warriors, who, if I'm not mistaken, Phoenix has basically been in the 7 spot the majority of the season. So we've played at a playoff level almost the entire season. The Golden State Warriors, even though they've gotten injured, the Golden State Warriors have not. And now what we have to do, because we did our job, unfortunately, we weren't as good as the 6 seed. We weren't as good as the 5 seed, but we were good enough to secure a spot. Now, what I'd like to do, really quickly, Ron, what I'd like to do is, and maybe I might be repeating Mars's logic, but I'd like to just take the 7 seed. If you are more than 3 games up, you're in. If you are more than 3 games up,
3 games, right? Exactly 3 games, Phoenix.
They're exactly 3 games above Portland.
If you more than 3 games up, I did enough. I should be in. And that 8 spot, that 10 spot, the 10th team, no. You guys are not a playoff team. That 8-9, if you guys are close, then we can have a conversation about you two battling to get the 8 spot. If it's like 1 game or half a game, all right, I could get with that logic. But the 10th team, no, you're not a playoff team.
I think we're missing the forest and the trees here. Like really, really quickly, Ron. I listened yesterday as y'all tried to explain how we can't care about everybody, right? Like we can't care about every single player. We got Wemby in the league, we got Luka in the league. Okay, cool. So same logic applies to the NBA playoffs. You have 5 or 6 teams where all the focus, all the pressure is on those guys. And then you got a whole bunch of side characters, right? That can play spoiler. I'm sorry, Chill. Last I checked, they do not print 8th place trophies in the NBA playoffs.
No, they don't.
They don't place. They don't say conference semis competitive loss trophy. They don't do that.
The 5th place team does not get an award. No, they don't.
No, you don't. And so here's my question. Let's say the Warriors catch on a heater right now, and Steph pulls out a miracle, and he gets them to the playoffs. Okay, what's the problem here? What's the problem with that? What is the problem? Yeah,
no problem.
Okay,
at all.
there is absolutely no problem. I'm pretty sure the average NBA fan would rather watch Steph Curry versus the OKC Thunder than watch any one of those teams against the OKC Thunder, if we're being completely honest about it. And it's like, am I wrong?
He's talking about
and then Pin, on top of that, Chill and Mars, I understand the logic. But as of right now, Chill, you said if a certain team makes this quota, then they should be up. All these teams know going into the league, just like 10 years ago, all the teams knew that they had to make the top 8 to get into the playoffs. Well, the same thing is true now. If you make the top 6, you're in the playoffs. Make the top 6 then. If you're not in the top 6, to hell with you. Now you got to get through this gauntlet. My thing is, once again, and I'm gonna say it one more time, 6 through 10 are throw-in teams anyways. They're throwaway teams. Y'all might not like how casual I'm speaking about these teams, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, put them in a bottle, shake it up, pull their names out of a hat. It's the same thing anyways. You still got to play the 1 or 2 seed. How often does a 6 through 10 seed or a 7th and 8th seed beat a 1 or 2 seed? How often do they run through the gauntlet? Okay, and now give me another 8 seed that made a conference finals run.
Knicks.
Give me another one.
An 8 seed.
Yeah.
Didn't Memphis
Miami
do
Heat.
that in 2010? When they beat San Antonio, didn't they get to the conference championship? No.
Who?
Memphis. When they beat San Antonio, or no?
In
Or was it
2011, no, that was OKC versus Dallas.
Okay. I got
I'm just
you.
saying it's a long
OKC
shot either way it
ended up beating
go.
Memphis. I got it. Yeah.
So I'm like, and once again, I'm not trying to shit on these teams. It's just chill. You said it's an 82 game play-in, right?
You got 82 games to get in the playoffs. Yes, sir.
So my thing is, based on that 82 games, we see where the hierarchy ranks. We know that it's a slim chance that these teams can beat these teams. So it's like the 7th seed more likely than not.
Keep going, Ron. Keep going.
I'm just saying the 7th seed more likely than not has the same shot as the 9th seed. So it's like it doesn't really matter one way or another. To me, let's get some more basketball and enjoy the implications.
Now,
why do we play 7 games? Why do we play 7 games?
To solidify who. The reason why we play, to answer your question, Penn, the reason why I think we play 7 games is to solidify who a champion is. Anybody can beat anybody one time. If I beat you 4 times in 7 games, I'm better than you. Period.
Exactly. So if a team like Golden State or Miami, even right now, because let's not underestimate Eric Spoelstra, even though the Heat have been playing like absolute garbage for the last 15 games, let's not underestimate the fact that a team like the Orlando Magic and a team like the Miami Heat have talented players that have some experience in the playoffs.
Sure.
Desmond Bane has experience. Paolo now has some experience. What if one of these teams goes on a heater in the play-in and then ends up making the playoffs and the Hornets fall apart? Cool. Now you will be tested in 7 games against a better team. And that will eradicate any possibility of small sample, bias, some hot shooting game from one player off the bench.
Does it eradicate it though, Penn? Because that's exactly what this is. This is only a week, as opposed to from late October, all the way up until
2 weeks.
Well, okay, sure, 2 weeks. But does it eradicate it from a 2-week span all the way up from October to April, where I have to be consistent enough to get in the playoffs?
But chill, I appreciate what you're saying, but once again, I think there is about a I think the correlation between regular season success and playoff success as it pertains to specific performance against a particular team,
Sure.
i.e., Charlotte versus Miami in the regular season versus the playoffs, there is probably a correlation coefficient of 0.25 to 0.3. I haven't done the data myself, but
Sure.
that would be my estimate. That is a 12 to 15% correlation. That is not very strong correlation. How do you know what Kon looks like in the play-in? Maybe he shrinks. Maybe he rises. You know, how do you know what Bam Adebayo does tonight? These moments, like Jimmy Butler, what do we define legends by? Why are people so high on Anthony Edwards? His ability to rise. Why are people so low on DeMar DeRozan? His propensity to fall. These moments define you because in the regular season you play everybody. Teams don't have a week to scout you. But chill, if I have a week to scout the Charlotte Hornets, or not the Charlotte Hornets. No, if I have a week to scout the Atlanta Hawks, if I'm Mike Brown and I have a week to scout Jalen Johnson's weaknesses, now you go up against that team. Now we have an adjustment. So honestly, the playoffs are a way more accurate depiction of who you actually are as a player. Why do you equate it at all with who someone was in October when I had maybe 24 hours to prepare for you?
The reason why I say that, Penn, is because what I see from you in the regular season, when you're going up against a bunch of different opponents, translates to the playoffs. Anthony Edwards, for example. When I watch Anthony Edwards throughout the course of the regular season, he does sit in that mid-range. He's great in transition. He actually is one of the better scorers in the game. That translates in the playoffs when you have all of this time to focus on him and him only. Well, when you have all this time to focus on him and him only, and you have time to focus on those weaknesses, he still does what he does, which would explain why these teams in the regular season are so good in the playoffs, because you can't stop us from doing what we do. Once we get to the playoffs, the same thing that we were doing during the regular season. This is why I care about the regular season as much as I do, because once I do what I do in the regular season translates to the playoffs, that means that whatever I'm doing it right. And if a team like the Orlando Magic or a team like the Charlotte Hornets, who, by the way, have sped the game up, who smoke teams, and the reason why they're doing that is because we play with a specific pace. We've been doing that throughout the course of the season. We take care of the basketball.
And what happens in the playoffs? Your pace goes down because I'm not letting you get leaked out.
But
everyone's trying their best. The rotations get cut short.
That's the thing, though, Penn. Is that true, though? Because there's a lot of teams who you can't stop us from doing what we do, whether it's in the playoffs or in the regular season.
Sometimes in the regular season, I'm facing you the fifth game. I'm playing 5 games in 7 nights. So how reflective of who I actually am as a basketball team is being reflected on that final leg. There are teams that have a 20-hour turnaround on a back-to-back. Who am I? You want to hold it against me that my flight got in at 5 a.m.? Like, I don't think these are optimal settings to check out who a player or who a team actually is. And this is why
you have the full season though. It's not like, yes, you do have that one specific game, but like when we weigh it out over 82 games, like, yeah, a team could have went 0-3 against this team, but that doesn't take away the other 79 games that we have to evaluate you to. So it's like you are right to an extent, but I also think you're downplaying it as well. I think those head-to-head matchups mean a lot. I think us watching 2 teams with their starting 5 play against each other, then we get to see their bench play against each other, then we get to see coaching adjustments, we get to see stars match up against each other. I think that means a lot. I really do.
Just bear this in mind when you start dissecting. Let me give you a prediction right now. In 2 weeks, you're going to be talking about Jalen Johnson, and I guarantee you're not going to be talking positively about Jalen Johnson.
I think I will be. I think Jalen Johnson gonna get busy.
I think his game
really.
translates to the playoffs.
You think all that transition bullshit that he does is going to translate?
See, you guys think it's bullshit. I think getting money in transition is actually one of the most efficient ways to score.
Yes.
I beat you. I beat the defense up the floor. I got money before the defense can get set. I got to it before you could get to it.
We're talking about the 2015 Hawks being frauds. The 2026 Hawks are even bigger frauds.
I'm not. We're not talking about the Hawks. We're talking about Jalen Johnson.
But that's number one. Number two, I don't think there's anybody up there that thinks that the Hawks are going to win the NBA championship. Number 3, I think we get wrapped up in like the game slowing down in the playoffs, right? Like to your point, Penn.
It does.
Like, okay, the game, but it's not like we're walking the ball up every trip. The Indiana Pacers showed last year You're not going to
Facts.
stop us from doing what we do.
These is
We
facts.
get up and down the floor, and you might be able to thwart some of the stuff that we do, but in the end, we play fast. And
These
this
is
is who we are.
facts.
This is who we've always been, and this is how you're going to have to beat us.
Do you care to venture what happened to the Indiana Pacers offense when Pascal Siakam's half-court creation wasn't on the court?
What happened to their offense when his half-court creation wasn't on the court?
It tanked.
Okay, so how did we get to 7 games then, Penn? Because I can tell you right now, we didn't get to 7 games because they were walking the ball up the floor. That
We-
wasn't
How
going
many minutes
on.
did he average in that series?
Because
Yes, that wasn't going on.
last I checked, the man won Eastern Conference Finals, MVP. There's a
Sure.
reason for that. They
Yes.
needed that, and to the point of, running down. Okay, look, yeah, there's certain teams that can run a little bit more than others. Most teams don't have Tyrese Halliburton though.
Who speeds the game up?
Yes,
Exactly. So
even they were running. Mars, please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure they ran a lot more in the regular season than they did in the playoffs, right?
I mean, Penn, we're in the play.
I could check their pace, but
that
their
Knicks
offense
series.
statistically was also better with Siakam off the floor in the playoffs. But
But their
all
half-court
small
offense?
samples. I could look at that as well if you want. But it's all. Well, even if it's not half court, that would just prove that their transition offense is still tenable because it led to better offensive ratings. But the samples are going to be so small in one single postseason. I don't think you can take anything from it regardless. It's a 200-minute sample. So even if it did crater, like you said, that 200 minutes is 200 minutes.
So if you're looking at
much to do with
them
that.
play against the Knicks last year, like 138, 130, 125, that's not happening with them walking the ball at the floor. The game isn't slow when they're playing at that when they're scoring that many points. That's not going on.
Slow is a relative term. Slow relative
No,
to
it
how
isn't.
you want to play. It's not slow relative to what? Like you have to compare the Pacers to the Pacers. Every single team has a twin in the playoffs. So I'm assuming that 90% of the time, the twin of you in the playoffs is going to be slower than the twin.
So
of
if
you in the regular
Usain
season.
Bolt doesn't run his PR the next race, but he still beats everybody clearly, did he run slow?
I mean, if
You mean-
Usain Bolt goes
you mean-
a lot slower than by his definition of what is fast, he ran that race.
So are we
slower.
going to call him slow? I beat everybody by 5 meters, but last race I beat everybody by 6 meters. Am I slow or am I fast still?
I think he would say he didn't run his best race and still won because he's that great.
What would you say?
That doesn't negate the fact that he was
I would
still
say
running
that
fast.
dude is fast.
I might not have
I would
run.
say that dude is fast.
I might not,
I don't know
exactly,
how
I
he's
might
so
not have run
fast.
my best race, but I'm still running fast. I mean, the Pacers against the Cavs last year, 120, 121, 126, 129. Like, we're talking about the pace of the game slowing down. Okay, sure, I can appreciate you trying to slow the pace down. But the Indiana Pacers proved last season, this is who we are. If you're going to beat us, you got to slow us down. And there wasn't a team who can consistently slow them down 4 times in a week. And that's
All
what
right.
I mean.
Go ahead. Go finish what you was gonna say, Chad.
That's what I mean when I say the stuff that you do in the regular season, it translates over to the playoffs, which would explain why you win the way you do.
All right, chill. All right, Penn. All right, panel. All right, chat. We're going to take a brief intermission because we have to talk about Splash Sports and why this is the app that you need to download and why this may be, it just may be, the best way for you guys to translate your basketball IQ, your basketball knowledge, your basketball commitment and hours watched and experience into cold hard cash. You see, when you use Cold Choice on Splash Sports and you play Quick Picks, not only will Splash Sports deposit up to $50 in matches into your bank account, but you also will get 100% Quick Picks boost. So if you play $50, they'll give you $50 and you'll get 100% boost. If you play $30, they'll give you $30 and you'll get 100% boost. If you play just $5, they'll match your $5 and you will get 100% Quick Picks boost. But this is only when you scan the QR code or download the app and use Code Choice. Also, Splash Sports has the highest multipliers in the industry. So don't go anywhere else because you're essentially leaving money on the table, and that just doesn't add up. That just doesn't make sense, and that's not the most efficient way to get splash cash in your bank account. It's so simple and easy. We are going to show you how to do it right now. Fellas, we got 2 games going on tonight. Which game do you guys want to rock with?
Hornets.
Charlotte and Miami.
Charlotte and Miami it is. We got 4 picks today, fellas. Let's go ahead and make some money. What do you guys want to do? What are we thinking?
That Jaime Jaquez 11.5. That Lamelo Ball 23.5. I want to go to more on that because I think Spo want to put. I think Spo want to put the ball in his hands, and I think Spo want to make him score.
Guys, I'm feeling the magic of the 83. I'm feeling it, y'all. I'm feeling it.
81
Yeah, Ox.
for $1 million payout.
Go down though.
81?
What's points and rebounds?
31.5.
Yeah. We'll just go ahead and take the points. Come on, Bam. Bring us home, baby. 40 points tonight. We're not asking for the whole 83, just half of it.
Musa Diabate gonna shut that shit down, bro.
Oh, please.
Anybody else? Mars? Ox? Pin?
What's the rebounds for Musa? Sorry to not come prepared.
Unprofessional.
10.5.
10.5. Yeah, I'm gonna give him more on that.
Hey, shout out to Musa, but he is outmatched tonight.
There's never been a time Musa's been outmatched in his life. That's Musa right there.
I could dig it.
You guys, we good?
I think
I want to know if we're good when we try and submit these picks with our 341. Because shit, I should say $5 minimum. I want to see what's about to happen.
Yeah. We have ways around that, Mars.
Dude,
that's what I'm waiting for. Everything this is inconsequential to me.
just Musa
we
Diabate
gotta
stuff is
credit
getting
to
to
him.
Chuck Norris levels. It's pretty great.
These are the 3 picks that we are making. We got LaMelo Ball. Scroll down, Ox. We got LaMelo Ball going more. No, scroll down on the actual screen. We got LaMelo Ball going more on his points. We got Bam Adebayo going more on his 20.5 points. And then we got Musa Diabate going more on his 11.5 rebounds. Once again, we are rocking on Splash Sports using code CHOICE. And when we use code CHOICE, say it with me, chat. When we use code CHOICE, we get 100% deposit match up to $50. Say it with me, chat. When we use code CHOICE, we get 100% quick picks boost. Nobody in the industry is giving you guys boosts like this. Nobody in the industry is matching up to $50, and nobody in the industry has higher multipliers than Splash Sports. Get your money by rocking with Splash Sports, and we will see you guys in the winner's circle. That was fun. That was quick. That was easy. And now we got money in our account. Let's do it, or maybe not. All right, y'all. Before we get into these super chats, can I get you guys' predictions for tonight? Who do we have? The Hornets or the Heat?
I'm going to take Miami.
It's not crazy, Pin. It's really not.
No, it's not. It's not crazy.
It's obvious, right?
Oh wow.
Right. Obvious, yeah.
Chill with chill is staying on the same side. Cool. And that side is on the other Grand Canyon of common sense. I will take the Hornets.
Mars, who you got? Which side of the Grand Canyon are you on?
I'm trying to think what's more likely, the Heat winning a close game or the Hornets blowing them out.
The
'Cause
Hornets smoked them.
I don't see the Hornets winning a close one. Miami sucked to close the season, though. I want the Hornets to win, so I'm going to pick Miami. We're going to hope.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, we're going to hope.
All right.
Who you got, Ron?
Hey, Pin, I fought against it all season. I've said some things that I actually meant, but they just weren't true. And over the course of the season, I've grown to learn that the Hornets just are nothing to play around with. Hey, when them Hornets sting your ass, you gonna feel it. And so with that being said, not only do I have the Hornets winning tonight, I got the Hornets putting BTA on the Miami Heat tonight.
Got him smoking him.
I got the Hornets flaming these boys tonight.
Damn.
All right.
All right. That's what it is.
Miami's gonna get the 8 seed and then continue to beat the Detroit Pistons in 7.
Y'all think the team that wins like the play-in
That's not crazy
should
either,
should be awarded the
It's
Miami
not
Heat
at
Cup?
all.
Like, you think they should just name the play-in victor after the?
Why are
Miami
we talking
Heat?
like the Miami Heat are the only team that's always been in the play? Wasn't Atlanta in the play-in a lot? The Chicago Bulls were. I mean, they always are residents of the play-in. Like, they got an apartment in the play-in. They just decided to move out. They done.
They sold.
Yeah, they done. They like,
sold.
yo,
They fired everybody. They're gone. They are gone.
We ain't living there. We good. No.
All right, y'all. Before we get into these super chats, it is a couple things regarding the Hornets that I want to talk about since we're here. The first thing that I do want to talk about is, well, to usher in what we're about to talk about from Lamelo Ball and Kon. There's a crazy stat this year that 7 players broke their franchise record for the most threes in a season. You have AJ Green for the Bucks, Luka Doncic for the Lakers, Jamal Murray for the Nuggets, Kon for the Charlotte Hornets, Nickeil Alexander-Walker for the Atlanta Hawks, Julian Champagnie for the San Antonio Spurs, and Colin Gillespie for the Phoenix Suns. Thoughts on this?
This is
I like
old
that
head
kid.
rage bait.
I
Wait,
really like that kid.
This is just old head rage bait. That's all this is.
I just
What are
heard
you talking
Colin
about,
Gillespie. I wasn't listening.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Penn?
It's just rage bait. Like, AJ Green has passed Ray Allen. Insane.
Oh, this
Right.
you
They just shoot- they just
you
shoot a lot
Carson
more,
in
that's
right
all.
now. That's what this is. You Carson in right now. This is DeMar
Oh,
DeRozan.
the
that's what
DeMar
you doing
DeRozan
right now. Yeah,
thing.
that's what you're doing right now.
Well, this-
These
Let's
lists don't
shoot
mean
a
that
lot
much
more
to
threes.
where they're a big
That's
deal.
all.
That's
That's all there is to it. You know, I mean,
We
Jack-
shoot more
Draymond-
threes, so guys today are gonna make more threes than guys 20 years ago. There you go.
Right, it's simple as that.
There's nothing else to it.
passed, what? Draymond passed Larry Bird.
Larry Bird in career threes. He did that. I want to say a
Yeah.
couple years ago now. But also,
Yeah,
AJ
okay,
Green is
2
like
years ago. It's been like that.
A really good shooter.
he's not a bad. I don't think he's a better shooter than Ray Allen, but AJ Green is
Really?
any era.
can shoot
one
the
of best
basketball.
three-point like he's one of the best three-point
Yes, he
shooters
is.
ever. And you know how good that guy
Yes.
shoots the ball.
Yeah, he
Like,
can crack
yeah,
the long
no
ball.
surprise.
Yes, he
We're
can.
playing in an era where AJ Greens of the world able to shoot 7 threes. Back in the day, he probably wouldn't even shoot 7 shots. Like, so yeah, it makes sense he's able to. But I think it's a testament that Ray Allen's record stood for as long as it did. I think that's what it's about. Like, Dame played for that franchise like last year. And yeah, we know Dame wasn't the same Dame, and Dame didn't have the best luck of health, but he played like 75 games his first year in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
And didn't pass Ray Allen's single season Bucks record. And we know how good Dame is. So like that I think is the testament to Ray Allen when like his record's able to stand for as long as they have without being like knocked off. So
I think in general, like, I know it makes no sense to anyone, but in my mind, I just prefer that records that are broken in winning contexts. It just feels so weird. You know what I mean? Like.
So if that's the case,
like,
Ben, then why do you hate the fact that Bam did what he did? They beat Washington.
I don't consider that a win. I just consider it a beatdown.
No,
of
Ben,
a
we're not doing
helpless
that.
opponent.
he would rather if the 83 came in a game that was 83
Relevant.
was necessary.
It was more
Yeah.
meaningful, is what you're saying?
Yeah, like because I don't feel about the regular season the way you do. I feel like a lot of the regular season is junk. I feel like a lot of it's junk mail. Some of it is bills, some of it is magazines, but most of it is junk. Okay, and a lot of these games are junk. You're not getting mid-season classics every night. You're getting a lot of junk. You're getting tired-ass teams going up against depleted teams. You're getting injury reports that are 8 players long, 10 players long. That's not to say you don't care about the regular season, but the regular season all leads to the playoffs. So that being said, yeah, I don't really care that much. Like, shout outs to AJ Green, obviously hell of a shooter. Shout outs to Kon, obviously hell of a shooter. But I think the Kon thing meant a little bit more to me because it happened in a winning context. And those games meant more.
I want to shout out.
When you're a winning team, Chill. Teams aren't gearing up for the Bucks without Giannis. They're not gearing up for them. That's an off night. That is the night we go out to party before. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I want to shout out Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Julian Champagnie, and Colin Gillespie. Those are 3 guys that I absolutely am shocked that they did this. Like, in hindsight, not so much, but before the season, if you would have told me, like, they're going to break their team's all-time three-point record, three-pointers made, especially Nickeil, I would have been like, no. Colin Gillespie, I would have been like, hell no. What's up?
Kyle Korver? Was it Kyle Korver's record in Atlanta?
I would like to think so.
I think that's what this shows. I don't even know who be leading these teams in threes. No disrespect. It's just not that big of a deal. We don't even like when it's Ray Allen that we get it, because when good players hold records, we tend to know of it. We don't even know who Nickeil's. We don't even know what record he broke. We don't even know who it was. Colin Gillespie.
It's still impressive, though.
I agree. It's impressive for him. He's having an amazing year. Do you know who Colin Gillespie broke? Do you know whose record he broke?
Dan Marley, probably. Probably Dan Marley. If I'm guessing,
I'm 98% sure it was Quentin Richardson. I'm 98%.
Yeah, I think it's Q Rich.
But once again, the point is we don't know. Like I'm not gonna say 3-point volume is arbitrary, but it's like we could go through every team in the NBA outside of obviously the Warriors because we know it's Steph, the Rockets because we know it's James Harden, and these guys we've now gone through, and we now know Luka got the Lakers record. Most of these teams, you're not gonna know who their franchise leader in 3-point makes in a season is. Like if I was Washington, who is it? Like I would guess it's Gil. I don't know if it's Gil. Like we don't know who. We don't know who holds these records. Like, and 3 years from now, Trey Johnson might fuck around and break that, and it's gonna be like, oh, Trey Johnson. It's like, we didn't even know who held it before. So
it's still
these just aren't that. Like it's great for them. Like once again, give them their credit. All of them shooting the hell out of the ball this year. Colin Gillespie, amazing season. Nickeil, probably gonna win Most Improved. And AJ Green, like I said, one of the best shooters, like period ever from 3. But ultimately, no one's gonna look 20 years from now and be like, other than for like trivia questions, who leads X franchise in 3-pointers made in a season? Like, we're not gonna know.
It was Bogey for the Hawks.
Oh, was it? For who?
That's what for the Hawks. That's what somebody said in the chat. I don't know if it's true or not, but
that makes sense.
Like to your point, Mars. I wouldn't know.
But
so,
see,
like, I'm just going
exactly. That's it. Shit, Bogey broke Kyle Korver's. I'm assuming Kyle Korver held the record at some point. It's Kyle Korver, but like that's the point.
Sense, yeah. But Mars, I mean, also like how you said with the trivia. I mean, that's what a lot of hoop talk is now, anyway. Trivia. So it's like that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, just saying random facts.
I will say, yeah. And this is not shade at anyone. Trivia is not a barometer of knowing basketball more than it's just knowing fun facts. Like, just because you know who won the championship in 1974, that doesn't mean you actually understand basketball. No. And just because someone doesn't know that doesn't mean that they don't understand basketball.
These are facts.
So
just like somebody having a good memory, that don't mean you know
exactly being able to remember that the 1978 finals was between the Bullets and the Suns or whatever. Like that doesn't prove that you know basketball. That just proves that you memorized things, which is great.
Help.
Like good for you.
It does help though. Like,
it's good to know like what things happened, but it doesn't actually like. Have you?
I get shit wrong all the time.
Watch that series, like it doesn't prove you know. It proves you know what happens. Like you know these two teams played in the finals. It doesn't prove that you know who was good on those teams. It doesn't prove that you know how they played. It doesn't prove that you know what their schemes were, how they won the series, it doesn't prove any of that. It just proves you know that they played.
I get shit wrong all the time, to be honest. Like I might say some shit like, shit, Kevin Durant on the Thunder in 2017 was crazy, but like the nigga might have played for the Warriors. Like shit, my year's just wrong. You know
like if you like when Melo won the scoring title in 2012, it was 2013. It's like who gives a shit?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like it's good to know and be correct about things. Like you want to know, okay, Steph won his MVPs back to back in 15 and 16. Some people will say 16 and 17. Like a common thing is a lot of people think James Harden's MVP was in 2019 because he averaged 36 that year. It was in 2018. But the overall, just to the point is everyone knows that was peak James Harden. So the point is peak James Harden was doing this. Whether or not it was actually his MVP year or it was the year before, whatever. Like
yeah.
So it doesn't prove that you know more basketball than someone else. It proves that you have memorized some things, but also basketball more than the NBA, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. So
But Mars, speaking of knowing basketball, yesterday in a community post, we asked the fans who they think essentially knows the most ball because we asked them if there was going to be a head coach on the panel, who would it be? The question is, who on the panel would you trust to be the head coach of your team? We're going to talk about the answers from that here in a second. But before we do that, I got another $50 super chat from Teddy Hart.
I had no idea
talking
it was
about this
Sean
whole
Cotton.
talking about talking about the whole 3-point thing. Teddy Hart said just how the NBA moved the 3-point line in from 94 to 97 to promote 3 and higher scoring. I think we are at a point where the 3-point line isn't the same challenge it used to be. I'd suggest moving it back slightly so we can go back to some normalcy. Normalcy.
No,
I think
thank you.
I think it's fine where it's at.
It's a little hard.
That line's
to do.
already crazy far.
Yeah, it is.
Fine where it's at.
I don't
Just
think
because
you guys.
you're good at something, it doesn't mean you need to make it more difficult.
I don't
Hey,
think-
you know something that's crazy about Kon Knipple leading the league in 3-point. I mean, 3-point shooting. He don't shoot it that far from like that far out, too. By the way, he don't shoot it that well from that far out. He shoot that bitch right on the line. So leave it where it's at.
My issue is that these fans they talk about the 3-point line. Have you ever actually stood on the court and seen how far 24 feet is away from the basket?
Chill.
That
That
shit
shit is
far.
not close.
Chill to
They
that
want
point.
people shooting 27 footers. That's what they
That
want.
shit is
That
not
shit far
close.
as shit.
That shit is far. And not only is it far, imagine somebody chasing you. Imagine somebody on you having to make that shot. But you now want to move it back. There's a reason why these guys are professionals because they make that shit look easy. It's a lot more difficult than you think.
Chill,
Way more difficult than you think.
In our grade
The
school,
league is shooting 36%. They miss 64% of their threes.
Chill,
We talking about moving it back?
chill, our,
Nah, that shit is
our,
far.
I mean,
our,
it's 2 out of
our
3
3-point
threes.
line
What
in
you
elementary school was like just beyond the free throw line. You get to high school, it's a little bit further back, right? I got
What
barely-
elementary you went to where they moved the 3-point line? The hell?
That's not what he said.
It was obviously we were young, so they had a 3-point line, and it was just barely above the nail. It was just a nice-
What? The hell y'all was playing?
well, you're not going to have
Playground.
grade 5 kids shooting from an NBA 3-point line, bro.
Not an NBA, but a regular 3-point line. You said just above the free throw line.
Yeah, it was about 17
So
feet.
what? Yeah,
17, 18 feet,
Mhm.
which makes sense. You get to high school and that line moves out a little bit more. And I got used to practicing my corners in high school. Then I go to a basketball camp and we step on court at the Air Canada Center at the time, right? Chill. When I stepped onto that court and I looked
shit
at that
probably looked
basket,
like- it probably looked like it was in the stands. That's how far the basket.
and the crazy thing is that I had never up until that point realized how good NBA players were. So there's a former pro basketball player, Leo Routens. He played for Syracuse back in the 80s. He's a Canadian basketball player. He calls games for the Raptors now. Dude is about 6'7". He walks onto the court. So I take my first shot, actually made it somehow, dry heave, made the second shot, airballed it. I could not believe it. I sat down and Leo Routens comes out and chill. This man is standing 18 to 20 feet behind the 3-point line, warming up with threes. Cash money. Cash.
I mean, he an NBA player. He should be able to shoot that
No, he
thing.
was an NBA player. At that point, he had been retired for like 15 years at that point. Yo, you don't even understand. Like, I remember going to a basketball camp in 2003, 2004. Chris Bosh sat on the scorer's table, chill, where they called the games, sat, looked at through it. Didn't take a single three that night.
I will say this to be fair, though. When you get used to shooting that motherfucker, you just get used to it. But like,
Yeah.
I never got used to
yeah, but like, I don't know what court you was on, but I've been shooting at least high school threes probably since the 3rd, 4th grade for sure. Like, yeah, I don't know why they shorten the court for you. That ain't how basketball is supposed to be do. Just don't shoot threes if you can't shoot them. Like, just scoot up.
That wasn't my game. I could shoot the 3, but that wasn't my game.
When you're a professional basketball player, you're in the gym so much.
Yeah.
That shit is really not no big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for just, you know, for us, it's a big deal. But, you know, when you're in the gym 5-6 hours a day.
Yeah. Even when I was training, when I was used to go to the Clippers arena. First, when I started going out there, that shit was far as shit. But then the more you do it, like I was able to shoot that shit off the dribble after a while. It was like,
Yeah.
you just get used to it. Like it's just, you just raise the bar so you rise to the occasion. But most common people in basketball, they can't shoot no NBA three. They can't shoot that shit. That shit just don't air ball. It ain't even gonna hit the rim.
That's why they bring the fans on the court. That's why they bring the fans on the court for the giveaways. They just
they airball that shit.
And not only that though, because when you're a fan, you've never played on the NBA court or played in a big arena before, you don't take into account that depth perception. And just like the when you're in that bowl, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and, it's
this is actually why I think when players practice in the off season, this is why it doesn't work, because you don't have any depth behind you. You are super casual and very comfortable. You're doing everything on slow motion. You need to do everything super fast, contested, and you need to add some sort of depth perception. So I think some company, if they aren't already, is probably going to make a lot of money putting like something behind where you're shooting.
But if I'm Ben Simmons, why would I do everything contested?
Nah, you're retired now. But I think most players need to work. But like that's not a regular game situation. Like you walking through shots with your trainer, you can't see. Like you can't see typically completely. You can't see the basket completely. So I think you could have goggles that can mimic this. Like maybe
I don't think that matters that much when you're a pro. To be honest with you, I don't think that matters.
Oh, it totally does. Contested versus uncontested is big
contested,
difference.
Yeah, but with
the depth shit, that shit don't matter for them.
It's not that serious. It's not that serious.
Yeah, I think the numbers in the bubble would show that depth perception definitely affects percentages.
For sure, but I'm talking about in the offseason. In the offseason, it's not that serious.
Oh, no.
I watched Andrea Bargnani shoot 36 straight.
That's muscle memory. So it's like once you get accustomed to it, and you, especially for people that have been playing for a while, like working in the off season, you don't need to be able to you have the same depth perception. It's the same shot, it's the same distance, it's the same regulation size hoop. That stuff it's not really that big a deal.
Yeah,
it matters. It matters for people that are coming just to take one or two shots in a halftime or a timeout type situation. It matters for them, but for people that are shooting thousands of shots a day, it's not a big deal at all.
They just get used to that shit.
Steph do a monkey wrench in it because he made everybody believe, just like Jordan did in '92, that everybody could do that. You can't do that, yo. You cannot shoot the basketball like that. I don't care how much you practice. You can't do that.
Sorry. I have no idea why somebody would even believe they can do that shit, though.
You can't do that. No.
This is my thing. Like, as a kid, I never watched Michael Jordan highlights and said, I'm going to go try that shit. Like, I already knew that shit was out of my realm. I'm not watching no fucking Michael Jordan highlights. I'm going to watch Trevor Ariza highlights. I'm going to go watch some shit I can do. Like, to go think you can be Steph, you out your damn mind.
Practice. You can't do that. You can't.
I got news for you. You can't be Trevor Ariza either.
Chill. What? It's funny that you brought up Steph because the reason why I brought up the 7 players that broke their 3-point record was to get into the conversation about LaMelo Ball and Kon. Are they the new Splash Bros? LaMelo Ball and Kon have joined Steph Curry and Klay Thompson as the only teammates in NBA history to make 273s. Are they this iteration of the Splash Bros in the NBA? Ox, you don't have to do this. I already know what you're thinking. I can see the look on your face.
I didn't say anything, bro.
Remember that person who maybe a couple months ago said that the Hornets were like the Warriors?
I do.
We all kind of called it crazy. I know I called it crazy.
Yeah, it's still crazy. They're not like the Warriors.
Yeah, he messaged me on Twitter talking about and you called me crazy.
But that was a super chat?
Yeah, he sent a super chat about a couple months back. But I still don't see that. But they can shoot the hell out of the ball. I'll say that. Like Kon, one of the best 3-point shooters in the league today. And then like LaMelo's overall shot making, despite the percentages not being as good. But
because he gonna get the volume though.
Yeah, it's right. Like he can make some ridiculous shots. So. And then obviously you got Brandon Miller there as well, who hell of a shooter in his own right.
Shit, Miles
can shoot. Kobe White,
boy. Ooh. They just got flamers over there.
But like I said, Marv, none of that shit is possible without Moussa Diabate, and that's a fact. they don't get all them threes up, if Musa Diabate ain't on that team. I'm gonna just tell y'all that right
why
now.
Why is Musa so important in your estimation?
Number one, because it's not very many guys, and I'm gonna go swipe on y'all real quick. It's not very many guys who can handle the ball out of a dribble handoff situation and make the right decision like he does. He damn near makes the right decision every time. And his ball handling is better than what you think it is. So when they put him in that DHO action, sometimes he can turn the corner. Sometimes he can go right into a DHO and screen them. And now you get wide open looks. Also, when it come down to getting the offensive rebound, he ain't trying to go up and do some foolish shit. He find them shooters right away. So I'm telling you, chill. Watch Musa Diabate play.
So extra opportunities, being able to make the right decision coming off DHOs. I could get with that.
Yeah, man. Kon and somebody need to look this shit up. I started looking up last night, but I ain't know how. But Kon and Diabate, I want to see how many threes like do he generate for him as far, and it might not be a high number, but I seen enough DHOs with Kon come off that thing and spank that joint. So I want to see that. I want to know how many threes in general do he generate. But it'll be a hard stat to pick up because when he rolled to the basket, that shit is another one too. That roll gravity.
He's doing so much for their defense too, which gets them obviously out in transition. So, there's a ton of value that he drives.
Yeah. I rock with Musa Diabate though. They don't need to switch that shit up though. They need to just keep their same team. Bring the exact same team back. You might draft the guy, but bring the same team back and just let them build. Like there's no need to look and see what we can increase this opportunity if we can increase this position. It's like, yo, let these motherfuckers play it out. Let them love each other and get used because their chemistry has grown a lot from beginning.
They got crazy chemistry, Jordan.
Yeah, so just leave them there. It's like just let every single one of them guys come back. Like every one of them. Maybe you draft and stash a guy. I even rock with Kalkbrenner. If Kalkbrenner can stay, I'm cool with him too. Him and Diabate, they roll really, really well. Sion James, I like Sion James as well too.
He look like tight end. He look like he should be blocking for somebody.
Yeah. I mean, having him and Kon on the same team, them coming from college is crazy too, though. Like that's something that we don't take.
Where'd that kid James go to school?
Duke.
He went to Duke? I don't remember him. I'm sorry.
He was their starting point guard.
Okay.
He
looked like he should be running. He looked like he should be running routes for the Carolina Panthers. He is just
nice though.
Yeah, he could play. He can definitely play. I'm not arguing that at all. Yeah, he could play, no doubt.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, let's go ahead and transition over to these super chats. My bad. Is it loud in my background?
No, you good.
All right, yeah. One of the
sound like you got the microwave on though.
Yeah, that's the neighbors. They're doing some landscaping,
counting money,
or whatever they're doing over there. But yeah, we are in the crunch time chat segment. Salute to everybody that's watching right now. Like the video, subscribe, become a member, and continue to send through these super chats. Let us know if what we're saying is right. Let us know if what we're saying is wrong. Let us know if you have a take or a topic that you want us to talk about, or if you want to cook one of our takes. This is the perfect time to do so. But the first super chat is from What Up Logan 6'9". What Up Logan said, first of all, good morning, gang. Much love to all of you. Second of all, I'm a Heat fan. But first, I'm a basketball fan. I'm really rooting for the Hornets. There's no way you can convince me that Miami is a better team.
Ain't no way you're a Heat fan.
Yeah, he's a Heat fan.
He must want that lottery pick. He does not like his team. I'm. It's weird because
when's the last time the Heat had a? Good, I'm sorry.
No, you got it.
When's the last time the Heat had a? Was Dwayne Wade their last lottery pick? That turned out to be
lottery pick.
Their draft.
Well,
draft
Tyler
Hero,
Bam Adebayo, these are both lottery.
Well, they got him in.
Yeah,
but
like high
13
pick,
or
Michael
14,
Beasley was their
last.
last. Michael Beasley was their last top 3 pick.
Beasley, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Sure, if that would have worked out, he'd still be there today, averaging 25.
Yeah.
But,
Bees was just got it wrong. That's all.
Yeah,
The league wasn't ready for Bees. What up?
Drench, which team is actually better? And then which team do you think is going to win? Yeah, Miami and the Hornets.
The Hornets are a better team. The Hornets their record just don't show like the team that they actually are. The Hornets are a better team. I think the Hornets gonna win too. By the way,
We the only one up here.
I-
Think so.
I got the Hornets
Oh wait,
next
and
year.
Ron.
I got the Hornets next year as a top 4 seed in the East for sure.
They've actually been the top 5 seed since what I want to say February.
January.
They just
February.
started so badly. Like it was
Yeah.
hard for them to make up.
Had
the
to get out
ground.
that.
Tijon Salon, Kon Knippel, Sion James, Brandon Miller, Trey Mann, Ryan Cockbrenner, Musa Diabate, LaMelo Ball, Kobe White, under 25, 25 and under, every single one of them.
So we running it back. Is what
It's gonna be a good team for a long. Yeah, this is gonna be a good team
Let's
for a
just run it
long
back.
time.
Let's just run it.
That's why. That's why. If we talk about their age, then they need to keep the team together. Like
Look,
I don't want to hear the
I
25.
think
and
The
under,
only
then we
one
blow
I
that
would be
shit up.
looking to move on from is Miles Bridges, and that's not even because he's bad.
I
I
think-
don't think he's bad. It's just he would be the one who's most expendable too.
I think the biggest, like we talked about it earlier in the
It's gonna
season.
be hard to replace what he do though.
Like right around when the Hornets were kind of changing direction and starting to win basketball games, there was a lot of talk coming out of that locker room about a change in mentality, a change in habits, a change in practices. I think I'm not really sure I've ever seen a non-generational rookie. Like I saw LeBron come in and change the Cavaliers. I totally saw him change the culture of that Cavaliers.
Ain't no way you about to say Kon went in there and changed the Hornets.
No, I'm saying the
okay.
rookie class, all of
did
them,
he?
because
Did he
they
not?
are they are
Didn't the
serious
energy
basketball
in
players. bro.
Charlotte change with
Sion
with
James, like Sion James is like a 4
Yeah,
or
they
5
changed
year
this
collegiate
season. If you
player.
want to give that to Kon,
Sure.
then you can do that.
Kon
Yeah.
Knippel, Sion James, Ryan Cockbrenner walked into that organization and completely, like, I think they just showed everybody there, if these dudes are willing to work, right? Very often when you're a rookie, you walk into an organization, nobody's taking shit seriously. You're just like, I guess this is the way things are. But when you're a 4 or 5 year collegiate senior, you kind of already have the confidence that I know how things are. You're not a young pup. You're not a high schooler. You're not a first year kid. You are a player who's coming off of 5 years of competitive NCAA basketball. You coming off of tournament runs. So you have an idea of how to work. So you're just going to do your thing. And I have a one idiot rule. If I'm building a basketball team, I can only have one idiot on my team.
We could supplement for that
Yeah,
one
but
dude. You
I
can't have a
don't
bunch of
think-
dizzy
I
ass
can't
dudes.
have two. I can't have two.
I don't
You can't have a
know
bunch
why?
of dizzy ass
Yeah.
dudes on the crew.
I don't think Sion is that big of a like. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that started to. It just started with Charles Lee. Like I think Charles Lee had expectations with this team that obviously only a few people saw. Like he said what he wanted from this team last year. It didn't pan out. Then this year it started off slow, and then now it's panning out. But also you can't just skip over the fact that LaMelo Ball just more healthy than he's ever been. Brandon Miller just got better. Miles Bridges
And stay healthy.
Yeah,
I
and
think that's the
stayed
biggest
healthy
thing.
too.
The health.
And
And
Miles
Musa
Bridges been
Diabate.
consistent. Miles
You
Bridges
brought
been
it- you-
consistent. Musa Diabate, like, and by the way, like I said, I brought this up weeks ago when I said Charles Lee does a really good job of knowing when to slow this team down and call some shit. Like if he just let them go nuts and let them play junk ball, they would be in trouble. But if you watch the Hornets, they'll be on a 7-0 run playing fast. And then you'll think they get the rebound and go. And you'll see Charles Lee say, stop. And they'll run some shit. And no team, it's not very many teams in the NBA who I feel like when the Hornets slow down, it's hard to beat them. When they slow down and they run their sets, it's hard to beat them because they essentially got 5 ball handlers out there. If you include Musa Diabate as far as what he does in the playmaking part. But Kon brings it up, Melo brings it up, Miles bring it up, Brandon Miller bring the ball up. All of them make the same plays.
But he also knows when to speed the game up too. Because I watched.
Oh yeah, he let him rock.
Yeah, he also knows when to speed the game up. Because I watched that Minnesota game. I've always marveled, Penn, at teams who can score fast and who can turn defense into offense or miss shots, which I've always thought that missed shots can also be equivalent to turnovers. And I've always marveled at teams that can turn defense into offense or rebounding into offense really quickly. And Charlotte is really good at that. I watched them play Minnesota. And Ox, when I tell you that a 5-point lead went to 8, went to 12, went to 17, just like that, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
Minnesota was in this game. Next thing you know, they blowing their doors off because we got one bad. Mars brought up the Warriors. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of how the Warriors would jump on teams so quickly.
Chill,
Yeah,
you
but the
remember
Warriors jump on
earlier-
teams because motherfuckers just shoot that shit like Steph make 4 fucking threes before you know it, and then Clay make 3,
And
then
that's
your
what
ass
LaMelo
out
had
the game.
done. And in that Minnesota game, that's what LaMelo had done. He had got a layup. He had cracked a 3. What's the kid's name? The Somu. He ended up missing a shot. They get the rebound.
Caleb,
They're gone. Kalkbrenner's running the floor. He gets a dunk, and now they up 17, just like that. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, chill. Like we were talking earlier about the Pacers' pace in the playoffs
Yep.
and like fast. So, like according to StatMuse, they went down by 3 possessions. So 101 to 98, 3 possessions per 100 possessions. So their pace dragged a little bit. I went back and checked the 06 Suns. Same thing happened. 3 possessions. So to answer your question about what happens to an average team's pace relative to that team in the regular season, it's usually going to fall off by 2 to 3 possessions, sometimes 4 possessions,
Which is a lot.
per 100 possessions. Yeah, that is
That's
a lot.
All right, fellas. The next super chat is from. Oh, and by the way, to everybody in the chat, there is another game tonight, and we will talk about it. The Phoenix Suns versus the Portland Trail Blazers. The 7-seeded Phoenix Suns versus the 8 Portland Trail Blazers. Winner gets in, and they will play the San Antonio Spurs. We'll get to that game in a second, but we got more super chats. One from Tupac West Side. Tupac said, "Morning, fellas. I got Philly and Charlotte coming out the East, and I got Phoenix and the Los Angeles Clippers coming out the West. Word is Luka's getting reevaluated today. Also, y'all heard about the Avatar movie leak? Fucking sucks."
I don't think I've seen any of the Avatar movies.
Good for you. You're not missing anything.
I feel like
Yo, wait, that first Avatar was fire, Pin.
Luka
That's
getting
what I'm saying. I feel like-
reevaluated is fucking need to be investigated. He need to be
They're probably
evaluated
just
and
gonna,
investigated.
they're probably just gonna list him as day to day, knowing he ain't ready. But
To game
so
7.
it has the Rockets like at least scouting as if they might play Luka, but
Nobody's scouting that shit.
he's
You know,
not.
Now I do
Bum
know
ass
that
hamstring.
Unless he has a bionic hamstring, which he might. I'm not Luka's hamstrings. A grade
Or
2 is
it's
not about to
bad.
get solved in a week and a half. It's just not. But we'll see.
Unless he took something that solved it.
Braun would know.
something like what,
Yeah,
Drench? Because
I'm
it
not
sounds like
in the
Drench trying to
medical
go
world.
somewhere.
I
Drench, where
don't
you
even
going
know
with
if there's
this?
something you can take that can fix a grade.
That's what
2
it sounds
in
like,
the
Drench.
Shit.
Where
Them,
we
what
going?
them,
There
what them
probably is.
track,
There's
what them track
always a lot of
athletes be
shit
taking?
that be fixing shit in a week and a half. I don't know.
Hey, Mars.
If it's
the
fixed,
boy-
it's
hey,
fixed. If it's fixed,
the-
it's fixed. I don't know, man. But
Hey, them track athletes, they hamstrings be busted. Or they go to doctor, fix you up. Can they fix it up? All right, chill. They get to running the next week.
They fix you up real good.
Yeah.
Nims Knows Ball sent through another $9.99 super chat. Nims said, which teams do you guys think are under the most pressure to perform well in this postseason? I don't think it's the Cavs, but I do think they need to perform well with the midseason trade and everything. Who's under the most pressure?
I think
The
it's
Thunder.
Cavs.
Nobody got expectations for the Cavs besides you. But it's the
Whoa.
it's-
I don't
Thunder.
agree with that. I don't agree with
I
that.
think it's the
The
Thunder.
Cavs are a very expensive team. Very expensive team. They've
That's where I was
got
going, Penny.
they've got a 36-year-old, soon to be 37-year-old James Harden that they parsed out a franchise level point guard for to go all in right now. And they've got a 29-year-old star player. We can just sidestep this debate. Star player in Donovan Mitchell, who's very good. And they've got a former 3rd overall pick who's a max player now, and Evan Mobley, who has to show up. The Cavs under immense pressure.
There's no way y'all got expectations. And I
They were
like
the number
James
1
Harden.
seed last year, Chill. Drench.
That don't matter.
And
That
they're
don't matter.
better.
What do you mean that doesn't matter?
That don't matter.
Why doesn't it matter, Drench?
Because
Why?
it was
What?
just the regular. Because it was the regular season. It's no way you think the Cavs winning the championship.
Let me make sure I'm understanding this correctly. 2 years ago, the Oklahoma City Thunder were the number 1 seed going into the playoffs, and they lose to Dallas. The very next year,
Did anybody
the
think the
number
Thunder
one-
was winning the championship?
Yes, the next year.
2 years ago. Hold on. 2 years ago, did you think when
in
they was number
24,
1 seed?
nah, I didn't think.
Okay.
Like,
All
so
right,
when they
Mark.
lost to the
All right,
Mavericks,
all right.
was anybody shocked?
Can I finish, please?
I had them beating Dallas.
You did
I
have
know
them
that.
But when they
Dallas,
lost,
Mars.
was you like,
Okay,
oh
Mars,
God? Like,
Shit, when it was PJ frying them, I was like, hell yeah, I was shocked. What?
The point is that the next season, because like you just said, Penn, last year the Cavs were the number 1 seed. Is that correct?
Yes.
So they bring back this group the next year. What's the expectation on them, Drench? And I don't need you to. I want you to talk to me like a basketball guy. Take Donovan Mitchell off the table.
It ain't even about Donovan. It's not even about Donovan Mitchell.
What is this
it's
about,
not even.
Drench?
It's not even about Donovan Mitchell. Yes, they're not the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference right now, though. They didn't get their whole team back. They traded their point guard.
My point
They
is,
were
why would
injured a lot.
No. Stop right there, Drench. My team last season. My team last season is the number 1 seed in the East.
Right.
The next season coming in, what's the expectation on this team? Bringing back what they brought.
Whatever the expectation was at the beginning.
I didn't
of the
ask
season
you whatever the expectation. What's your expectation of this
championship or bust?
Answer the question, Drench.
So you gonna let me answer the question, or y'all just gonna keep getting y'all feelings about me telling the truth about the Cavs? Whatever expectation they had. By the time it came down to the trade deadline and they traded Darius Garland, that expectation is over with. Anybody that think you can trade your star, anybody that think you can trade your star player from a team that helped y'all be a number 1 team last year in mid-season and have an expectation of winning the championship, you are out your fucking mind.
Or a better player.
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? That's why you trade him for a better player. What are you talking about, Drench?
Chill. How many times have you seen a team pull off a trade mid-season and win?
Raptors.
Respect Pau Gasol. Oh, well, they go to
Raptors.
The respect Pau Gasol to the Lakers.
How about
Rasheed Wallace.
The Detroit Pistons. Yeah, they did it.
Mid-season.
Yes.
Mid-season.
Rasheed
You're going to
Wallace,
hold on.
Both of those were mid-season, Jordan.
Okay, hold on. Mid-season, you're going to trade away your best players. I'm talking about not Donovan Mitchell, but Darius Garland.
Darius Garland's not better than Donovan
Oh,
Mitchell
okay,
on any
yep.
planet ever.
One of your best.
Ever.
I
No.
didn't say that. I didn't say that, though.
I
didn't say that.
And this year, he wasn't even their second best player.
It doesn't matter. Why are you bringing that
Why
shit
doesn't
up?
that matter? What do you mean? Why doesn't that matter?
Just listen to what I'm saying. Just listen to what I'm saying.
He wasn't playing.
Y'all, but listen to what I'm
Keep
saying
going,
because
Keep
y'all
going,
because y'all get on y'all high horse with this shit. You trade away a guy that helped y'all. I'm just breaking down your points. You trade away a guy that was helping you get the number 1 seed last year.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Mid-season, you said, fuck it. We're going to get rid of him. And you expect a 36-year-old, 37-year-old who hasn't lately had the best playoff performance as well, too.
Sure.
And y'all championship contenders? Are you out your fucking mind?
Okay.
It's no way you sitting up here telling me that the Cavs do you truly believe that the Cavs is the favorite to come out the East?
Yes.
Oh, no.
You out your
Favorite.
fucking mind.
Oh,
Come
okay.
on, man. Come on, man.
I don't know about
Come on,
favorites.
man.
Hold on.
That's why they're not under immense pressure. How can you
I think they're the third best team in the East. I don't think
So
they're
I want to make sure that I'm understanding you correctly. So you trade your point guard because your stance is you traded your point guard for a 36-year-old. Is that correct? I want to make sure that I'm following you. To win the NBA championship.
36-year-old is way better than the
which
point
is
guard
where I'm going with this. So Drench, you trade
way better.
You make a midseason trade for a guy who's better. He makes my unit better offensively. He's more durable. He's got some issues in the playoffs. I'm not going to argue that point. 100%. He's got some issues in the playoffs, but he's better, makes my offense better. He's a better offensive player. Defensively, we're still a top 10 team, and he does play in the playoffs sometimes. So why wouldn't the expectation be, right? Why wouldn't the expectation for this Cavs team, considering what they did last year, they upgraded at the lead guard spot at the half point of the season, why wouldn't the expectation be to win? Why make this trade then?
Because they thought that they needed to make the trade. That don't mean that they're not wrong.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that they thought they needed to make the trade. Why did they think they needed to make the trade? To do what, Drench?
Because Darius Garland was hurt. That's probably why. They probably didn't think Darius Garland. Most likely, they probably didn't think Darius Garland was going to be healthy enough to compete in the playoffs. So they said, let's just get off him while we can and see what we got.
Sure.
But what I'm saying is, we hold on. What I'm saying is, we are talking about something that's just narratives. I'm just talking about. Let's talk about
talking hoops. We're talking basketball.
Let's talk about what's happening on the basketball court.
Yeah, let's talk basketball.
Get the fuck out of here. It's not no fucking 2016.
Not a narrative.
Keep going, Drench.
Get the fuck out of here. But anyways, we're talking about what's going on the basketball court.
Sure.
It's no way y'all sitting up here watching the Cleveland Cavaliers and saying, yeah, this team gonna win a championship. It's no way y'all saying that.
Okay, so sure. I didn't think that they win the NBA championship, but that's not the point, Drench. The
So
point
how
is
are they
that,
under the most immense pressure to
again,
do what?
The reason
But it
why
just said do well in the playoffs. It didn't say champion.
the reason why they are under the
They
the
can do
pressure
well
that
and
they're
lose
under.
in the game 7 of the fucking first round.
The reason why they're
They can do
under
that well.
the reason why they are under the pressure that they're on is because we are in now year 4 with this group. They traded for Donovan Mitchell. They gave away all of those first round picks. They drafted Evan Mobley. In addition to drafting Evan Mobley, they traded for Jared Allen. In addition to trading for Jared Allen, they already had Darius Garland, who, by the way, is an all-star. So when I move off of Darius Garland for James Harden, who is a better player, when we already have these expectations of being a championship contender, the expectation is for us to continue to get to that point. So when we are here right now and we make this trade for James Harden, the expectation for the Cavs is not to just make the playoffs. The expectation for the Cavs is to win the NBA championship. That's the expectation for them.
What creates pressure? Money, age, and past success, narratives, and your star timeline windows, right? When you open a window, your team is young, right? Like the Detroit.
So why wouldn't it be the Knicks?
The Knicks are not as young as some of the younger teams in the playoffs. So you look at a team like the Pistons right now. Are the Pistons under immense pressure? No. Cade is young. Duren is young. Stewart's young. Asar is young. The core is young. They've been to the playoffs once. If they go far, and they're not super expensive either. The Cavaliers
I think you're wrong about what creates pressure. I think winning creates pressure, and the fact that the Cavs didn't win shit last year, I don't think that's why there's no pressure there. That's why there's no pressure.
There's no pressure for them to stay healthy. You don't think
that's not
that's
accurate?
pressure?
Not stay healthy. Not to stay healthy. I'm just talking about.
Jordan,
I think
That's why they're not winning because they've been
I think
injured.
the fact that the Knicks has went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
To what you're saying, but you're not really letting me talk. So let me just.
Because you talk too far away from the point. Just get to the point. That's why.
As you were
I'm
saying,
talking away from the point. We're defining the words you're trying to say. You're trying to talk about pressure. I'm trying to say what creates pressure. You don't want to hear what Chill has to say, but Chill is right. Chill is 100% right about this. The fact that Donovan Mitchell is 29 and not a spring chicken at 23 creates pressure. The fact that you're in a second apron and there are actual financial implications to being in the second apron creates pressure. The fact that you've had this core together for 3-4 years creates pressure. The fact that you cannot just willy-nilly parse out a whole bunch of draft picks because you already traded them creates pressure. The fact that you already paid Evan Mobley creates pressure because he has to come up big. There's a lot of players individually. And the fact that you traded your 26-year-old lottery pick, near max playing point guard in Darius Garland for James Harden expedites the timeline considerably because let's be honest, as much as
why wouldn't it be the Knicks?
James Harden is absolutely.
Two things can be true. Two things can be
the
true.
The Knicks are absolutely under pressure.
Yeah, except the Knicks went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year and fired their fucking coach. Except that too, though.
They didn't, and they were wrong doing that.
Okay.
How would you know, Chill? How would you know if they were wrong?
Jordan, the Knicks are under a tremendous amount of pressure as well. However, their best players are still around 30 or under. OG is still under 30. Mikal is still around 30. You could still see a world where they can come back one more year. They're not nearly as financially handicapped as this Cavaliers team. You roll in your eyes, but you don't realize it's not. Jalen Brunson.
Hold on.
They wouldn't be financially
Jalen Brunson
handicapped.
is due for a contract extension, right?
Yes, he is.
He already got his contract extension.
No, but that would still be a few years out. But both teams are paying a lot of money. Regardless.
They're paying a lot of money. The Knicks,
the Cavs are
the Knicks got rid of 5.
Sure.
Mind you, the Knicks got rid of 5 first-round picks for Miles Bridges, right?
Nobody's saying that the Knicks aren't under immense pressure. That's not what we're saying.
Chill.
I'm not saying
that
at all.
Yes, I know that. You just picked the Cavs. I picked the Knicks.
Okay, so two things can be true. But you literally said that the Cavs aren't under. But
you're both right.
This is what you.
All right, that's what I'm saying. All right,
this is literally what you just told me. You just told me that the Cavs aren't under immense pressure. Why would they be under immense pressure? But they clearly are because they built this
I don't think nobody has.
You're not ready for the truth as to why the Cavaliers are not under immense pressure. Let me tell you why the Cavaliers are not under immense pressure.
I'm all ears.
Because they play in a small market and because Donovan Mitchell ain't shit. And that's
no,
the real
it don't have nothing to do with it.
It's
because
It's because what, Drench? It's because what, Drench?
It's because they aren't real contenders. That's why.
Based
That's why
on
there's no
what?
pressure. Based on the Celtics are a better team than them, the Knicks are a better team than them, the Pistons are a better team than them. Based on
The
that.
Pistons are not better than them.
Have you seen a full sample of what this team has done? Now here's the beautiful thing.
If
No,
you
you
have,
haven't.
okay, chill.
Yeah,
Okay,
Ron,
if
I
I
did just
haven't
say
and
that.
you
Yes,
haven't,
Ron, I
then
did
that's
just say
exactly
that.
why. Then, if I
Okay,
haven't and you
so-
haven't, then that's exactly why. Then, Ben, you haven't seen it, so you just gonna argue some shit you haven't seen.
Okay. Is Donovan Mitchell a better scorer now that James Harden is on that team?
Why does it matter?
Because he's their
Pass
best
that
player. And okay. Is are Evan Mobley and Jared Allen much more efficient
got
at the
something to
rim
pass to
right
you,
now
too.
because James Harden's on that team?
Why does this matter?
Is James Harden having one of the best
Because we're
shooting
talking about
stretches
them being
of his
contenders.
life?
That's why.
Okay, why does this matter?
Because we're talking about them being contenders. They're
Going
competing
into
for an
the
NBA
playoffs,
championship.
and we
That's why they
haven't
put this
seen a
group
very
together.
long. Chill.
That's why, George.
When a new player,
What
like
about the
James-
other teams?
Hang on. When a new player like James Harden comes onto your team, let's just be honest. James
We
is
gotta
the
go down a
system, right?
fucking roller coaster now.
It's not a roller coaster. Look, Jordan, the fact that the Raptors are playing the Cavaliers means that I have dug, like I have sunk 2 days into researching this team as much as I humanly possibly can and watching back as many games as I can. Now, they haven't played the strongest competition. They haven't beat the best teams. That's all narrative shit. I'm talking about how they play. I'm talking about Donovan Mitchell just completely fundamentally being a better basketball player playing next to James Harden. I'm talking about Harden making those rim runners stupid efficient. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley.
What about the team they're gonna play in the
so much
playoffs,
better.
though?
I'm talking, yo, you look at that team, and I don't see how the hell you are, unless you are, just a narrative merchant on James is going to choke or Donovan Mitchell is going to choke. I don't know how the hell you could look at that Cavaliers team and not see that they have a fighting chance against every team in the Eastern Conference on a talent basis alone. And when you think about synergistic fit, they got shooters, they got defenders. I mean, they're not a good defensive team. That's the only thing that can sink them. That's the only thing that they can sink them.
Yeah, that's the only thing that sinks a lot of teams, though.
But they're a great offensive team. They have better guard creation than just about every single team in the Eastern
and they
Conference.
suck on
I
defense.
dare you to
don't
name
suck
me a
on
better
defense.
backcourt in the Eastern Conference.
They don't.
Go ahead. What's a
That's
better
just not
backcourt?
true. They don't
There's
suck on
not a
defense.
better backcourt in the Eastern Conference. There might not be a better backcourt in the league than those two. That is insane creation. How
All
the
of
hell
that,
do you
all
not
of that
both these
stuff
dudes?
all of that stuff sounds great. At the end of the day, you don't have them as a contender to come out the East.
I actually do now.
Now, of
I
course you do. For the sake of the argument, of course you do.
No,
But you
no,
didn't.
no.
You
For the
didn't. You
last
didn't
2
earlier in
days-
the season, though.
Well,
you didn't earlier. You didn't. You didn't 2 weeks ago.
So sorry, Jordan. What's
You
that
didn't
thing
give us
we-
any
no,
legit
no.
logic on why they not.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I did give you legit
No, you
logic why they
didn't.
not.
All you said-
Yes,
all
I
you
did.
said was
Jordan,
Boston
you
is
gave
better
us
than them.
logic.
Detroit-
It wasn't legit logic.
All you
Now,
said
do
was
have
you
any
all you said
legit
was Boston
logic?
was better than them. You said that the Pistons
That
was
is-
better
yeah,
than
that's
them.
logic.
You said
Yeah, that's
no,
logic.
it's not. That's because
not
I said
logic.
so. That's what that
Man,
is.
Chill don't even think they gonna win. I don't know
That's
why
what I'm saying. Why we arguing this shit?
know why
That's
we're
what I'm
arguing.
saying.
Once again,
This is my
okay.
point.
You told
Why
us
are
the
we
moment
arguing
this
this
trade
shit?
made they weren't winning shit.
Right.
I don't know why we're arguing.
No,
Arguing
chill is
about-
on Ken's side now. No, chill hasn't coming out now.
And then Chill think they're under pressure. Jordan
That's it.
doesn't.
That's all
There
this
we
is about.
go.
That's
They're
it.
under
That's all
pressure
this
to
is
do the
about.
thing that Chill doesn't
Yeah.
think they're gonna do anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what
cool.
I'm saying. So he in his feelings about me telling the truth about the Cavs.
Whoa.
That's it.
You just said that they
That's what I
weren't
said.
under pressure. That's the point.
Timeout. Sorry, Coach got to call timeout here. Chill. If they were
Oh,
in the
God.
NBA finals,
Hey, you
if
only
they-
got 30 seconds in this timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout. We gotta review some bullshit right now. Okay, so review. Okay, chill. They're saying you don't see them as a contender. You don't even believe what you're saying. Would you be surprised if they were in the finals?
Actually,
Yeah.
had them in the NBA championship. I had them losing to Denver in the NBA championship.
At the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the
At the
season.
beginning of the
Beginning
season.
of the season.
Do
We
not-
talking about now,
do
Chill.
not
We talking
do-
about right
They
now,
had
Chill.
them in the
Now.
NBA finals
Would you be
before they
surprised?
got James
Would you
Harden.
be
They
shocked?
then got James Harden, and he said,
I'm out.
"I'm out."
I'm
That's
out on
exactly
what, Mars?
he went-
I'm out. No, Mars. Now,
He
Mars.
said,
No,
"I'm out on the Cleveland
right.
Cavaliers."
I'm
That's
out.
what he did.
I'm
So
out on
no,
what,
he
Mars?
does not think
Mars,
they're
I'm
making
out
it
on
no
what, Mars?
signs.
I'm out
Would
on
anybody-
what, Mars? I'm
Would
out on
anybody
what,
be
Mars?
surprised
Them
if the
winning.
Cavs got
Them
bounced
winning
in
the
round
NBA
one?
championship. Does that mean that they can't get to the NBA finals?
You did have them winning before.
I did not have them winning the NBA championship. And I
You
still don't.
don't.
And I still
What are you
don't.
talking
You-
about?
that-
You
Okay,
what
that's
we
not
just
the
asked
same
you.
question.
Just asked.
That's not the
So,
same
no,
question.
so let's think critically. Right? So what does it mean when someone has? Okay, I have. Let's say for
It
example.
means Jason Tatum came back.
Let's say I, for example, I have Let's say I have the Spurs winning the title, right? At the beginning of the season, I say I have the Spurs winning the title. No, I have the Spurs making the finals. I apologize. I have the Spurs making the finals. Let's say they lose to Boston in the finals. That's my prediction. They then make a mid-season trade. They trade De'Aaron Fox and they get Tyrese Maxey, for example. I then come on the show the next day and say, I'm out on the Spurs. If I didn't have them winning the chip before, but I had them going to the finals, and I'm now out on them, what would that mean?
That would mean they haven't
This
played.
would mean I'm out on them winning the chip because you never had them winning the chip in the first place. So what does that mean?
It means you out on them. That's what it means.
So out on them doing what?
That means he back in now. No, that means he back in now.
You had them going to the finals and losing. You had them going to the finals and losing before they got James Harden. They then got James Harden. You are now out on them. That would not then mean, oh, I have them still going to the finals and losing.
No, it doesn't mean that.
That would mean you're in on them.
It doesn't
So
mean
what
that.
does I'm out mean? In this context, what does I'm out mean?
I didn't
that
like
I'm
the
out
Harden
with
move
Cavs
either.
because of
Chill,
James
just for
Harden.
the record, I
You're
didn't like
out
the
on
James
them doing
Harden
what?
move either. I didn't like the Harden move either. But now that I've watched it, it's better. Now that I see James, look.
Now that the Raptors playing it, he got to build
Yeah,
this
that's
bullshit.
fine. And you're entitled to your opinion. You can believe in the Cavs more. I believe in the Cavs more. I like the Cavs. I think the Cavs are the fourth best team in the East. I think they're a good team. Go clap.
But would you be surprised if they
Still
lost round one?
Them being worse. Like, what we doing?
Did you not?
Would you be surprised if they lost round one?
Did you not, Mars? Come up here. Not
Who are
just
they
you.
playing?
Drench also said it.
Oh,
Drench
Toronto.
also said it.
If they lose to Toronto, they should be ashamed of themselves.
Drench also said it.
Probably.
Real Talk also said it. Mars also said it to me. Chill.
Hello.
Are you out on them getting to the NBA championship? You guys said that to me. And I said, no, because that would mean that I'm out on them completely. I said that to all three of you guys.
I'm about to watch the segment.
So you
was
one
you.
foot in and one foot out.
You.
Then.
I'm a find the segment. It's not that hard. It was the day after James Harden got traded.
It was you. It was Real Talk. And y'all asked me, well,
He
does
one
that
foot
mean
in
that
and
you,
one foot out.
does that mean that you out on the Cavs so you can't talk about them no more? It was to that context.
James
And with that,
Harden
with that being said, I said
February
no. I'm not agreeing to that. No, I'm not agreeing to that.
Chill. So you
I'm gonna
basically
find the
one foot in.
episode from February 5th. I'm gonna find the episode.
Chill. So you basically one foot in and one foot out. That means as
I
soon
wanna
as
make
them
sure
boys
that I
bust on
remember-
all five of them games, you gonna get your ass out of there quicker than the stripper that got no money for the Super Bowl.
Here we go.
All right,
You
all
guys-
right, fellas. Well, hey, fellas, we added this conversation. We added that super chat, and we are moving to the next super chat from Trent. Trent said, "What's up, panel? Thank you all for acknowledging my super chat about the DPOY. But Big Ox, I'm agreeing with you. They should know. But we fought the good fight. Let's just have a split DPOY and the Hornets smoking the heat." What Trent is saying that there should be two DPOYs. It should be a perimeter and it should be one for the bigs.
Trent, I'm sorry, Trent. I just, like I said, I'm the last of the Mohicans. I can't go. I can't lay down for this one. I can't. We cannot keep enabling these non-ball knowers that are getting votes on stuff they don't know about. I can't keep allowing this to happen. If you don't understand the importance of defense on the perimeter, defense on guarding your man, defense in the help side, if you don't understand just the importance of defense all around it, you should give your vote up. We shouldn't have to enable these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's if I'm a Sore Thompson and I'm stopping my guy from penetrating, I'm stopping him from breaking the 3-point line. I'm forcing him to give the ball up. I have then successfully protected the rim. And it's just simple as that.
And to your point, Ox, somebody was better. Let's just call it what it is. Somebody was better that season.
That's not the case, Chill. You can't tell me that a big
Somebody
has
was
been
better.
a better defender every single year. No, you guys are just valuing a 7-footer protecting the rim. That's all it is. And on top of that, I'm going to stand on this till I die.
reason.
It is easier to be 7 foot and put your hands up and guard the rim than to guard somebody's best
Everybody ain't
perimeter
doing
player.
anything wrong. Get that shit.
Because everybody's not 7 foot.
Everybody's not
That's
doing
why.
that.
Because everybody's not 7 foot.
Something being more difficult doesn't mean it's more valuable or impactful, though.
No, and that's true, and that could be the case. I still, once again, I'm still gonna stand on this. I still think that bigs are favored, though.
For sure.
They're absolutely favored. There's no doubt
And
about it.
on top of that, Mars, just because and you just made an eloquent point. It does just because something's more difficult doesn't mean it's more valuable. However, I've said this and I'm still gonna stand on it. I still think there's a lot of perimeter defenders that are more valuable than big defenders. I think what a sword provides for this team is more valuable than a ton of defenders. I'm gonna exclude Wemby,
right?
I'm gonna exclude Wemby. Well, hold
exactly,
on.
but you're gonna exclude a big rare.
We know Wemby is the exception to life.
Why is he?
That nigga 7'5", that nigga 7'5" and can probably do a back.
But Wemby can't guard in space. Wemby can't guard on the perimeter. But what he does is he takes away the rim.
Wemby's not that bad in space though. Just because of
That's
his
not
length
the
in his
point,
arms.
Ron.
What is his
biggest strength?
We've seen.
I'm gonna leave that alone because we can just fine.
I'm saying
he's not that good in space, though, Ron.
What I'm saying, no, you
I
can say
concede that for the sake of the conversation.
What I'm saying is we've seen Wemby go out and block 3-point shots. So Wemby does affect perimeter defenders as well.
What does he do
Or
the best?
perimeter offense
I've
as well.
seen Asar Thompson block shots at the rim.
What does he do the best?
No,
Ron?
but that's the point I'm making, though.
What
That's the
does
point I'm
he
making.
do?
You still
And
would
I-
say he's more impactful than Wemby. Because Wemby inherently is just more impactful. You wouldn't say he's more impactful than Hakeem.
No.
You wouldn't say he's more impactful than all of those guys.
No, for sure. This year, it's clear that it's Wemby. What I'm saying is when we go back through history, it typically goes to bigs. But what I'm saying is there's guards and there's perimeter defenders and there's guys that do both that have been overlooked simply because we want to just give the award to the big man. And I'm saying
agree.
I don't even think that it's like yes, you could say guarding the rim is more valuable because it's the rim, but I think that it's closer than a lot of people will even give it credit for. There's something about going and guarding the other team's best player and being able to slow him down that's more valuable than just guarding the rim. To me,
You're also slowing down the other team's best player if you're guarding the rim too.
Potentially, but those hybrid big wings are to me the more impactful defenders on the courts. You know what I'm saying? Those small forward, power forwards that can guard low, can step out and guard guards, that can guard all over in space, whatever, can bang on the block, however, whatever the terminology. I think those are more impactful defenders. I think the Scotty Barneses, the OG Anunobys, the Jaden McDaniels, the even the Herb Joneses. Those guys to me are the more impactful defenders. And that's just my take, and that's always been my take. And I'm standing on that. Oh,
I think
Bams, yes, Draymond Greens, those guys, those are the ones.
I think I think bigs have always been favored, and I think there's been years where I think they've got the award wrong, but I think they got it wrong, and a different big should have won. It's very rare, especially guards. No disrespect, it's very rare. I'm going to think on guard is the most impactful defender in the league. But I think there have been times where wings have been. I think Scottie Pippen was the most impactful defender in the league in periods during the mid to late 90s. I think he probably should, in my opinion, he probably should have won the one Gary Payton won. And that's not even a knock to Gary Payton. I just think Scottie Pippen was a better defender. Kawhi obviously won a couple. Draymond Green won one. And he wasn't like the typical.
Those guys damn near like bigs. Like Kawhi damn near like a big on defense. He can guard your power forward, your center.
Do you
he can guard every goddamn thing.
Do you mean dominant on defense, Drench?
Yeah, for sure he was dominant on defense. Like we know that.
He just wasn't a dominant player, yeah. But
no.
Here we go with this shit. I think Kawhi can have the defensive impact of a big, but we're talking about like the typical like stands around Mark Eaton, Dikembe, like just hover around the paint, ultra shots.
Yeah.
Like Kawhi is not one of those. He's more of like the archetype that Ox spoke about, where it's like you're the Swiss Army knife wing. He was probably less versatile than like a Scotty Barnes, but I think he's better than Sway Barnes, obviously. But he's probably less versatile than a guy like that. But like we've seen guys who have been able to do that. I think Asar is of that group. He just happens to be coinciding with Wemby. But like if Asar was in 2023, Jaren Jackson's year, Asar would have had my vote. Like I would have voted for him for DPOY over Jaren Jackson. The 22 year, I would have voted for him over Marcus Smart. Now Marcus Smart's a guard who won it, but like I would have voted for him over guys like that. It's just typically one guy who's going to win the award is going to be a big. Like that's typically how it's going to go.
I do think we need some consultation on that. I think we need to have that consultation on that.
My thing is just in my experience, in my experience, just on like playing basketball. Just like being a defender. I know like when I was much younger, I was more of a, post around the basket defender, and it was impactful. You know, I'm getting a lot of blocks, but as I got older and I was able to, you know, play the top of the press, guard small forwards, you know, pick up full court, do more things like that, I would felt like I was much more impactful to my team as far as just shutting this whole side of this whole part of the basketball court. I'm shutting this whole part down. Where I think as when you're just protecting the rim, especially today when you got people that are shooting so much more threes and whatnot, I feel like guys that can, you know, step out and guard those guys is much more important, much more impactful.
Yeah, and I also think too, Ox, like I mean, it's advantages for both because it's threes and layups. You know what I mean? So it's opportunities for bigs. It's also opportunities for guards on a perimeter to defend too. But I don't think when a defender, also don't think guards get to just do when they force a miss. I think a lot of times we just look at that shit like he just missed a shot. So that's why I said we need some consultation on that. We need somebody to sit down and say, all right, let's look at Asar stops now. Wemby is gonna win this shit running away with it, of course. But at the end of the day, I still think like a guy like Asar, we should go back and look at some of the things that he disrupt, like how many times he just disrupt a whole team's offense. Like bigs, we look at rim deterrence. Like, you know what I mean? Like we look at rim deterrence, we look at, you know, them jumping straight up and down, you know, but for guards, we need to see how many turnovers are forced. We need to see how many bad shots are taken. We need to see how many times we just redirected their whole offense in the space. So I think that's something that we just need to really, really pay attention to. It's just the bigs are so glaring. You know, they finished the shot.
Drench, I was asking yesterday, and they actually told me to wait until you, Mars, and Penn was up here today because we spoke. I think it was Real Talk yesterday. We spoke about that, about like quantifying defense. You know what I'm saying? Having the stats for defense, and I think a lot of defensive stats, or the advanced defensive stats, I think they're a little bogus, and I think I do think that the what do you call it? The formula is flawed. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm curious to know where are the stats for that? Where are the stats for the perimeter defender turning his defender 3-4 times, making him pick up the ball, making him get off of the ball? Where's the stat for a perimeter defender making it difficult to even execute your offense? Where are the stats for keeping the ball on this side of the court, which is pretty much almost impossible in the NBA, right?
They on the scoreboard. That's where they at the end of the
game.
That's
not enough. That's not enough.
This
Avery
Bradley.
Bradley.
This is why these guys. And Drench just said the name. Avery Bradley, Tony Allen. Those are the dudes. Drew Holidays, Patrick Beverleys. These are the guys that were accomplishing these feats on defense and getting no love because where are the stats for that? Because once again, when we got these people that are voting for these awards, they have to be able to see blocks. They have to see rim deterrence. They have to see these things when in all actuality, in Drench, you said 3 pointers and layups. The layup isn't just on the big man. As you know, that's not just on the big man. That's on the guard too. But the 3-pointer, that's not really a big man thing that they have to really protect from. These guards have to play 94 feet of defense if you're really a defender. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the big man, I mean, yeah, sometimes you gotta step out, play some drop coverage or whatever. But it's really like they're not. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a big deal. Like I don't want to discredit that. I think Rudy Gobert. I think these big men that play defense is obviously a big thing, and it always has been. I'm just saying we have to figure out a way for these perimeter defenders to get a little bit more recognition as well. So I'm not trying to discredit what the bigs are doing. I'm just more so trying to big up what the guards are doing. Just like when in the chat, my man, it's Z07, I think, was trying to say that I said LeBron was a bum on defense. No, I didn't say he was a bum on defense. I just said Kawhi Leonard was a better defender. So me saying this about these perimeter defenders, don't take that as me saying that the interior defenders aren't doing anything.
Yo, fellas, I'm Pin and chill. I'm about to move off this topic, even though I don't want to. I think this is a great topic, but we have a few more things we got to get to, and we can't go too far overtime today. So we're going to move on to the next topic. All I was saying is I think there should be a perimeter DPOI and a big DPOI. But
I'm not opposed to that.
And Scotty,
let's go ahead.
Both of them.
Imagine someone did win both.
That would be fire. That would be fire.
And then it would defeat the point. How the fuck you gonna win both of them?
Just
Because you're the
being
best rim
because
protector in the league, and you looking
that
straight up on the
dominant.
outside. What do you mean?
You're that dominant. And I'm gonna tell you the
That
truth.
show who's the best defender.
I'm gonna tell you the
One for a
truth.
guard and one for a big. How the
Man,
hell you
No,
gonna play both?
Scotty got
Give me
action.
the big one. What you talking about?
Hey, Scotty got action for that.
But
Hey, that would
Scotty's
defeat the
not going to
purpose
win
of
the
the
big
whole
one.
shit.
He's going to win the little one. But anyways, we got to move on to this next game, though, y'all. We have another playing game tonight, and it is the Portland Trailblazers, who are the 8th seed in the West, versus the Phoenix Suns, who are the 7th seed in the West. Fellas, let's talk about this game. Who do you have in this one-off game?
For
I
the
don't know
sake
who
of
I have,
owing
Ron,
me
but
money,
I
got
want
Portland, but I want Phoenix to win. I feel like, but I also think, like I said, for the sake of Ron owing me money, I feel like, well, no, matter of fact, Ron, you already owe me money because we bet that we bet that they would make the play-in. Yes, we did.
No, we bet that they would make the playoffs.
No, the play-in.
I got it right here on my computer.
Yeah, I got it right here up here. We bet the play-in for sure. The play-in for sure. The play-in. So go ahead and send my $50 right up the chain. But at the end of the day,
that was 25.
I feel like hell no, it was 50. But anyways, and folks get smoke for less. But anyways, I feel like the Suns
smoked it for over $50.
Hey,
I know.
even 40. Hey, but I feel like the Suns. That's a good one. Hey, but I feel like the Suns. I don't think they'll beat the Spurs, but I do feel like them controlling the tempo of a Spurs series would cause them problems because you got a guy like Devin Booker who's been in these situations to where if he can get in that mid range, he can play in that little short corner range a little bit and just slow the game down. With the way that Phoenix shoot in a way that I think that they can defend, they would get the Spurs some problems. But Portland on the other end, they made the play in. I don't really see. I think if Portland end up playing, Portland will play the Oklahoma City or they will play
But if they get 7, they play San Antonio. If they play 8, they play OKC.
Okay.
The winner of this game gets San Antonio.
Okay, so Portland playing San Antonio, I think it would be a wash. I think San Antonio would beat the shit out of Portland. But I also want the Clippers to win because I feel like the Clippers can play OKC. I ain't scared of that little shit that them Thunder Boys been doing. I ain't scared of that little shit.
I do not want to see Darius Garland against OKC, man.
I want to see Kawhi. I want to see Shea against Kawhi.
That's a bad match.
I want to see Shea against Kawhi.
But that's why I want
shut your shit down.
That's why I want Portland to win because I'm positive that we getting on Phoenix. Like I'm positive we.
You don't think you're not confident you beating Portland?
I'm confident against anybody, and I don't believe that I don't believe that you'll have bogus refs 2 games in a row. So you know what I'm saying. And
Steve Kerr already crying.
Oh, that's over with. Golden State don't got a chance. Well, they always got a chance because they got Steph Curry. Let me chill. They got Steph Curry, so they always got a chance.
He on minutes restriction.
That system, man.
He on minutes restriction that I expect.
I don't know because there's a lot of rumors going around that I'm Steph Curry hater, which I didn't know. I had no idea I was a Steph Curry hater.
I just want to let y'all know that somehow they created an AI clip of me saying that Steph Curry was a system player. No recollection.
Yeah, it definitely was an AI clip.
Ever happening. This AI shit is getting out of control.
Imagine a dude thriving in the system and complaining about it. Get the fuck out of here, man. This is so corny.
So now I can't show Steph no love. Is that what you're saying in the chat? I'm not allowed to show Steph no love because I told the truth about him. Because I told y'all he was a subpar defender. Because I didn't know he was an elite.
Your truth for sure. Yeah, you told your truth.
No, the truth. No. Okay, so I'm with you on my truth about him not being an elite playmaker. I can get with that.
You say him and Kawhi were like this is part.
Okay. So Mars, right. So that's what I'm saying, Mars. Like it's the distributor playmaker conversation. Fine, I could take that. Like, all right, yeah, I got it. I got in. Sometimes I get a little amped up, right?
Free spirit
that's
right
fine.
now.
That's fine. But the defense part, y'all gonna leave me alone on that. Like we're not gonna pretend and act like Steph Curry is anything but a subpar defender.
Yeah,
we're not. People are saying, "Oh, well, he's a good defender. He's a good defender for his size." He's little.
I never like when the caveats come out. But Steph is weird because like early on, like before he was a superstar, everyone knew he sucked. Then he became a superstar. Everyone was like, yeah, but he's a bad defender. And then the narrative ended up flipping around like 2019 or whatever. And it was like, oh, Steph's actually a decent team defender, blah, blah, blah.
Man,
and now somehow 7 years later, Steph has now managed to maintain that reputation through till today, where he's once again a bad defender.
So we not just see him get his ass fried, like he get fried.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's weird how defensive
he always getting fried
because he was
every series.
Yeah, always a stretch. He was considered bad, and then that probably went on for like a year or two longer than it probably should have. I think he became a decent defender sooner than people gave him credit for it. And then now, once he got that reputation of he's okay, he's now managed to keep that reputation, even though he's been bad for like the last few years.
Is he better than Harden?
So we clear, Ron.
No.
So we clear, Ron. Phoenix.
No,
consistent. I mean, are we talking about today or what?
At peak for peak. Is Steph
Curry? Peak James Harden defensively was when he was
pretty good.
So are we talking about peak for peak?
I'm not talking peak defensively. Peak as in like their peak as a player when they were at their offensive peak. Who was a better defensive player?
I think Harden was more physically capable, but I think Steph was just more impactful.
I don't even know if he was more impactful. I think it was James Harden.
I'm gonna bring it back to the play-in. If you are using Steph's defense as a reason why you're not taking the Warriors, then you can say that. But chill, I'm gonna kick you to rock. We got the play-in. We got the Portland Trailblazers versus the Phoenix Suns. Talk to me. Who you got?
I had the Trailblazers playing their way into the playoffs before the season started. I think that Chauncey Billups, if he was there, I think that we would have a much better chance. I think that they would have actually played their way into the play. I don't think they'd be in the play-in tournament. I think they would actually be in the playoffs if Chauncey Billups was there. There were some questionable decisions that were made by Tiago Splitter, but I think that with this group playing against this Phoenix team, I feel like the difference in this game is going to be in the interior. I think that if Mark Williams can handle Klingon and hold him to limited second chance opportunities, and in addition to holding him to second chance opportunities, getting him in foul trouble and opening up that paint, I think Phoenix has a real good opportunity to win this game. So I'm going to
chill. Get your goddamn money from Ron. Say all that shit and say, Ron, you owe me goddamn $50.
No. See,
we did this
that's
yesterday.
The thing.
We did this yesterday.
Hey, that's the thing. Me and Chill, see, Jordan, the whole bet between the Blazers, Real Talk was on that episode. It started with me and Chill betting that the Blazers wouldn't make the playoffs. So me and Chill have $100 that the Blazers will miss the playoffs altogether. So if the Blazers win tonight, Chill gets paid. If they lose tonight, which they're going to, and then they lose again.
You love the play-in. Yeah, no wonder you love the play-in. You would have been.
I'm gonna get $100.
No, but nigga, you're not getting $100. You're getting 50 because you need to send me my bread, my 50.
No, yeah, I'm getting 100 from Chill though.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, and then you gotta disperse that to Real Talk and Jordan. So
that money's already chalked up. I'm getting 100 from Chill. I'm just talking about. I'm just talking about between me and Chill.
Send me my 50, Chill. Just if you lose, send me the 50, Chill.
That works too. We can do that. But also,
send the other 50 to Real Talk. So that nigga Ron ain't
Real Talk not getting nothing. Real Talk, between us, Real Talk ain't getting nothing. But Chill, we also have a bet that the Cavs won't make the Eastern Conference Finals. You bet that they will make the Eastern Conference Finals.
You gonna send me that bread too, Chill. So you might as well Chill. You and old.
But now is actually good timing. I rewatched the segment, parts of it. Chill at the beginning of the season had the Cavs winning the chip, not making the finals. So him being out on them potentially could mean I have them losing in the finals. It could potentially mean that. I'm not about to watch the rest of the clip.
However,
I'm not about to do that. But
you gonna be a good 52.
Chill did have them winning the chip, and then subsequently got off that train once they acquired James Harden. So
I just think
he could still have them in the finals theoretically.
So Chill, are you gonna pay me my money early? Or you gonna wait?
What money do I owe you, Drench? Like, what kind of situation do we have? I want to make sure that I'm.
I remember. You know, we bet that the Cavs wasn't gonna go to the finals.
Okay, so we bet that if the Cavs don't, what's the wager? What would I owe? So
I bet 50. You and Ron.
So
50.
if they end up in the NBA championship, that 50. What I want you to do is I want you to take that and take your baby out and do something nice for her. That's what I want you to do.
Oh, that's
okay,
nice.
cool. But I'm just
Make
saying
that
when they
50
don't, I
easy.
want you to
His
just
baby,
Oh,
like his baby, or his baby like
I will
his-
definitely pay you. But if the Cavs end up in the NBA championship, like I think that they will, take your baby out and do something nice for her, courtesy
For
of me.
sure. Oh, for sure. I got
That's
you.
what
Yeah,
I-
for
That-
sure.
That's what I want you to
Hey,
do.
Shit, I might
Hey,
keep that
Pin.
money in my pocket though, courtesy of me. She got to
What
work.
Pin, since I'm such an honest guy, I also owe you $50 too because we bet that the Raptors
Yes.
wouldn't make the playoffs. So
Why would you take that bet?
I'm glad you brought that up. I do
That
have
nigga
to
not paying
remember,
you, so it
I'll
don't
play
even
that-
matter.
Hang on. Yes, we just racking up a tab at this point. I'll send my lawyers after you when we crack up to $500. Okay, so, bro, come on, you know what's coming. There was a bet that I had with the Mr. Fluent, the resident Toronto hater, probably the biggest Toronto hater on this platform, from Toronto of all places, but hates the
Yeah.
Raptors, hates Scotty Barnes, literally making every excuse under the planet why they made playoffs. Shut us, Fluent. Every single time I got a positive thing to say about the Raptors on my timeline, I bet my ass that Fluent would be in the comments saying, "Man, they ain't real." So Fluent and I made a bet that the Raptors would be above 500 or not.
Why would he take that bet?
No, he said they would be below 500. He just
I know,
thinks-
so I'm saying, why would he take that?
He's like you.
He ain't believing.
He's like you. He thinks Scotty Barnes a bum. So
I don't think Scotty Barnes a bum.
okay. So the point is that I don't know how the hell this happened, but apparently the bet was that if the Raptors were under, I gotta buy a Fluent t-shirt,
Yes,
and it
you
says
do.
now I'm Fluent. And then if he wins, he
You gotta
so
buy a hat?
if I win, then he got to send someone a pizza, and somehow the pizza went to Ox. So apparently,
Y'all bet. Y'all,
I
if
made
you gonna bet
a
something like
dumbass
that-
bet in which I lose both times.
The pizza was supposed to come to me.
Okay, well,
All I know is
Fluent
all I
owes
know is-
someone pizza, but I'm gonna make
Fluent.
it.
I need my pizza.
There you go.
Your
And I also
bet
want
was
to come up here and say
pizza?
now I'm not Fluent.
Yeah,
There
that's
you go.
crazy. I just want to know why when y'all bet stuff like that, y'all bet too nice. I would have bet that nigga gotta wear my drawers, something like that. So she go,
That's nasty.
see, you go exactly. You put your ass on the line. Why not? Why not?
I
You better
can't
quit
argue
putting
with
your
that.
ass on the
Bro,
line.
we
I
making
cannot
That nigga-
argue with that.
He just said he put his
can't
ass
argue
on the
that.
line.
I cannot argue with that.
we
I
making
was gonna tell him
PG
quit
rated
putting his
bets
ass
up
on the
here,
line.
man.
What?
I can't argue with that. That's some
You
bull.
put your
I'm
ass
just
on the line, so now wear my
P
drawers?
said that. Yes, P said I put my ass on the line. I'm like, why would you do that?
Oh,
But since he
man.
did, and first of all, for him to tell you to put a shirt on that says I'm Fluent, nah, brother. You want to take it there? Oh, I take it. I take it.
Bro, I
step
knew
further.
the Raptors going to be above 500. Come on now. I told y'all that.
Hey,
All right,
hey,
fellas.
that
now,
boy would have been Haynes fruit of the loom out.
now
holes
that
in
we
them.
got all the wagers out the way, and now that we know that Drench is putting draws on the line for the next playoff bets, let's get back to this game, fellas. Blazers and Suns. Who do you guys have, and why?
Like I said, Ron, I picked Phoenix. I think the interior is going to be the biggest difference in this game. To get Klingon off the floor, I think it's going to open up the interior for Phoenix, and I think it's going to put a lot more pressure on Portland's defense. And I think that
My bad, chill.
Nah, he got to stay back there. Keep going, Chill. He got to stay.
I think it's going to put a lot more pressure on the Trailblazers defense, and I think that's where they are going to falter. And I think that Phoenix's rotation has been better. I think that that's going to be the difference in them winning. I think Phoenix can win this game tonight.
Pin, who you got?
I'm inclined to say Portland. Who's out? What's the injury report looking like?
I think Portland has every ball. I don't think Jeremy Grant is playing.
That's
Yeah,
means
he's
nothing.
he's not allowed to play. Yeah,
It's April. He's not allowed to
exactly.
play.
He'll be there in the second round if they make it.
There we go. Because the second round will be in May. I got you. Yeah, I think I understand Phoenix has been a better team, but I can see a Portland upset here. I really like Donovan Klingon.
Yeah, Phoenix, one of those teams, single games are not good for them because their offense is so volatile. And yeah, I want Phoenix to win, so I'm gonna pick Portland.
Yeah, me too. I got Portland.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Drench, who you rocking with?
I got Phoenix. Come on, man. Got the second best shooting guard in the game.
Facts.
All right, well, I'm running a poll right now. I'm also asking you guys, who's winning this playing game, the Suns or the Blazers? 66% of you voted on the Suns to win tonight. You know, we'll be here tomorrow to talk about everything that happened in both of these games. We got two major playing games tonight. You guys lock in because it is officially postseason hoops. I'm excited for these one-game elimination, Cancun on the line, or potentially the playoffs on the line. I'm excited for that. But all right, fellas, I'm going to jump around to another post that we made on social media, and we asked you guys, which person on the panel would be the best head coach if you had to choose? Now, let me go ahead and put this up here because I don't know how I got looped into this, but somehow I got looped into this. And
Nigga, that's Sean Cotton. That ain't Ron. That's Sean Cotton.
I don't know who the hell did this to me, but somebody did this to me. And this was the question. Who on the panel would you trust most to be your head coach of your favorite team? So of your favorite team. And these were some of the comments and some of the answers. It was hilarious, y'all. So Put It On Vinyl said head coach Ox, assistant Mars, player development Jordan, Udonis Haslam, chill.
Udonis Haslam getting his own category is crazy.
I'm the vet. That's who I am. I don't play that. I don't play much. In fact, I don't play at all. I'm just the vet. I'm the grown up. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I'll never be an assistant coach.
The Giga Top said, all I know is Chilltown crash outs in the locker room will be legendary.
Maybe.
Zell Brooks said Jordan offensive coach, Ox defensive coach, Mars film room consultant. I'm satisfied with this.
We wouldn't get no goddamn film from Mars ass. Mars would be like, if I got to do it, then we're not watching this shit.
He not wrong. I ain't gonna lie. He not wrong.
Tariq said Chilltown is head coach, Mars is head assistant.
Oh, goodness.
Y'all got too much faith in Mars. Y'all most don't know. You give him responsibility. That shit
Any answer that isn't the actual people who coach, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I was reading these comments. If you aren't answering Jordan or Ox, I don't know what you're doing.
No, we got good answers, Mars. EJ/Do1DK said NBA coaching structures are a bit like this. Head coach Chilltown, assistant Ox, offensive coordinator Ron, defensive coordinator defensive coordinator none because Ox and Chill swear they know defense. Player development Jordan, video analytics staff, Mars and Penn, performance and training, basically strength and medical, Swiper. Penn will probably be fired for tampering trying to get Scotty Barnes.
That's a W right there though with that strength and basically strength. Yeah, Swiper got him. I just talked to Swiper last night.
About strength training? For the record, Miles, I did.
About strength training.
I coached the 8th grade team a long time ago. I got fired.
Damn, Chill, you got fired for coaching the 8th grade team?
I got fired.
What'd you get fired for, Chill?
Because I got tossed.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Chill ain't the only one up here that got fired as a 7th grade coach. Ox, go ahead and tell him what happened. Tell him what you did.
Ain't no way you got fired too.
Tell him what you did.
We was spanking squads, and I would like what I'm supposed to do. And then
you weren't taking it light.
No, I would never do that. And then we got it, and hold on, Ron gonna act like he wasn't on the bench too. Ron was coaching that team.
Y'all know I was just there for vibes. I really wasn't on the staff. I was on the staff, but I wasn't coaching, so that don't got
they called us and said we no longer need your services. But the thing is, so it's down there. It's a big church down there that got real influence in the city, and we played their team. And we was beating the dog out of them. And they told us to pull back to half court. Obviously, we was already pulling back. Then they said, y'all can't play defense outside the 3-point line. And I lost.
That's crazy.
I lost it.
Like, I would have lost.
Like, what do you mean we can't play defense outside the 3-point line? But
I'll say this. For
the record, really quickly, Drinks. For the record, I got fired because I got tossed from the game. My 8th graders, we actually had a good team. And the year before that, we were in the championship and we won. And when I got tossed, they advocated for me in school. They was like, yo, you fire him. We not playing. And I was like, don't do that. I was like, I'm the one who told them don't do that.
Bullshit. They was just
Wait,
bullshit.
but chill. So like
They knew they were gonna play
you got like 2 texts and the ref like kicked you out or something, or
Yes, that's what.
like
Yes, that's exactly.
okay. I mean that's
Hey,
crazy.
I
That was the only time. That was the only time you got tossed from a game.
Yeah, never got the first and only time.
I tried to fight.
Oh,
her.
that's crazy. They got to give you some grace.
Yeah, never
Shit,
got
I
the
tried
first.
to
Angry
fight
black
her.
man. What'd you expect?
Mid
He was
game.
angry.
I ain't gonna lie, Ox. I ain't gonna lie, Ox. To be honest, every team that I've coached, I've never like had a losing record. I've always had a well above 500, no matter how trash. I remember I coached a team one time. I came like maybe a quarter in the season. Them niggas never won a game. My first game I coached with them, we won. Like literally the first game I coached. And we won on some bullshit. We was down by like 15. We just shit. I just called Air Buddy, and hey, Air Bud got that thing going for me. And ever since then, you know, I never had a losing season. I always start off, though. I think every season I had, I probably started off with a loss. Like we just lose because we playing 17U and my kids be 12. So we gonna get our ass thumped a little bit, and then, hey, you know.
Yo, Ron, you muted.
We heard him.
Bad. Quentin 15 said, none of y'all, all of you would be trash. So Quentin don't think none of us would get it done.
That's okay.
It's Zo7 agrees with Mars. He said, considering Jordan and Ox are actual coaches, probably one of those two.
Go to the replies. I want to see the replies. What the replies
It's
said.
that simple.
The hyphen said Mars head coach, Chill assistant coach. We got another one said Mars head coach. Another one said give me Ox's head coach. Real Talk and Mars are my assistant coaches behind veteran leader of men, Chilltown.
Real Talk probably would be a good coach, boy. You get that speech before the game. Oh man.
Real talk come out.
I have come to the conclusion that we will fight for another championship.
I have a dream that one day
We will fight for another
shit.
championship because I believe in thy soul, thy strength. And we
we shall overcome this full court press. And if they proceed past our front line of defense,
yeah. And
Now you hear
I
Drench.
shall
You
debate thy
hear
rest
Drench throw the stutter that said, "Cause I will." But those be the best pastors. Those be the best speech makers. The ones that come with that little repeat themselves, give you a little stutter.
shall overcome any deficit that we have in halftime.
I went to a funeral like 2 weekends ago. This nigga was talking about nothing. This nigga started talking about Emmett. I'm like, what the fuck we doing talking about this at a funeral? Nigga was going on. I'm like, yo, what? Let him rest in peace.
A few more comments though, fellas. Spindle, you ain't have to do me like this. Spindle said janitor Ron. That's crazy.
That's why janitor?
That is insane. Red Rowdy said Mars and Chill. The rest are fools.
Damn. Swiper? Ain't no way somebody said Swiper.
Shout out Swiper. He got in on this.
Shit, no.
Rowdy said Ox can coach my Kings with Mars and Chill assisting. Scotty Ashley said Mars easily. Mars,
What are your
Jordan Ox.
expectations for Mars?
They judge coaching by just who they agree with that takes the most. If that has anything
that's
to do
crazy.
with
That's
fucking coaching a
there's
team.
no way y'all.
This is
think
what I
Mars-
keep saying. I don't care what people's like. They don't like. Oh, I agree with his takes. That means he could coach a team. Like, okay, cool. I guess.
Mars would be like, y'all expect
Sure.
me to coach? Oh, I guess
Nah,
I
for
guess
real,
we-
Mars, I'm trying to tell you, like, this whole I've never been in this position on like I've gotten slack from hating on LeBron, Jokic, but when it's Steph Curry, these people would like direct message you, and I'm starting to get confused. Like, y'all do know that I'm not here to.
Steph stands go crazy. I told you.
I didn't know, Mars. I didn't know. But my thing, I'm only here to impress. I don't care how you feel about my basketball knowledge. If you're not one of the better players in the area between the ages of 12 and 17, or a parent of one of the players from 12 to 17, I don't give a shit about what you think about my basketball knowledge.
Kenya Knows said Chill and Swiper. Ron can be the CEO of the organization.
Hell no.
shit.
Hell
Wait
no.
a second.
And we running it up.
No.
Hey,
Hey, y'all thought aspirations was bad.
Hey, if Chill and Swiper's our coach and I'm the CEO of the organization, you got a week and you fired.
Wait a second. Hatless Pen would have let this
First of all,
bullshit
we
slide,
ain't
but
getting-
Hat Pen is not going to let this bullshit slide. Did you just pass over 3 comments that had me and now scroll down to anyone but Pen?
Oh, my bad, Pen.
Bullshit.
My bad. Hold on.
Okay.
What's the 3 comments? This is one. I don't see another one. Oh, Pen for
Really?
sure. My bad, Pen.
Pen for sure? Okay, 2. My bad. You scroll so fast.
I'm sorry, Pen. Bob. Chat, I apologize because there's some of you that probably would love for Penn to be the coach of your organization.
Absolutely.
Bob said Penn for sure. And then there was another comment from Man-Made Tuna. So a man that made tuna said Chill, Ox, or Penn.
Thank you.
Sorry, Penn.
So chill. If you
You want me to read this one too?
Absolutely.
Chill. If you're head coach and then I come like, hey coach, I got a plan. Maybe we'll just leave this guy back on offense, play 4-on-5 on defense. You're not going for that?
Hell no, we getting fired. I already told you about that. Getting us fired. We trying to keep our jobs. Ox getting us fired.
2K God tapped in and said Ox, head coach. Penn runs the offense. Mars runs the defense. Swiper, strength and conditioning. Jordan, skills and development. Chill, works with the bigs. Real talk, works with the guards. Ron is the ball boy.
Well,
That
I know
is
one thing
crazy.
is a fact, Ox. Ron Ass is not the CEO of the organization because we ain't getting paid.
Man, facts.
Oh yeah, NY Kareem 2001 said Chill head coach, Jordan lead assistant, Ox definitely or defensive coach.
And I ain't telling nobody that you. And honestly, Ox, I ain't telling nobody in the huddle that you suggested that because they're gonna kick us out. Like, we gonna
Don't you
keep that
dare,
right there.
Ron.
No, I'm not gonna say
Go
that.
back up and read all those Pen responses, bro.
I didn't see
There's at
any.
least 5 of them.
I missed them.
Bullshit.
But all right, fellas, we are now towards the end of the show, so we're gonna go ahead and dive
Ron,
into
it took a
some
lot of
super
work
chats.
to create all those burners. You're gonna read them damn responses, okay? It took a lot of work, okay, to create burners and sign up with bogus emails. Come on, man.
Penn, you know how many people are like tripping right now? Oh my God, I told you he had burners.
No, honestly, every single positive comment that you've ever read about me is definitely from a burner. No real human being has ever listened to me talk about basketball and had anything positive to say about me. Trust me, bro. Your suspicions are damn confirmed. Absolutely.
I'd be hating on myself from my burners.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta do that.
Mars,
You gotta
I
balance
believe you got
balance the
burners
playing
for
field.
real.
I've never denied it. I've openly said I've got burners. For sure got burners.
Why though? What you got burners for?
So I can scroll the timeline peacefully. So I can steal other people's takes. So like I'll bookmark takes on Twitter from other people, but not on my account, not from my burner account, and then I'll like bring them over here to the panel and act like it's original thought.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then also so I can hate on myself in my replies, because yeah.
Now
Does that drive engagement?
But I'm gonna
No,
go
it
No, I don't even have the Twitter. I don't even have the Twitter premium thing. So if it did, I'm not getting no benefits from it.
bro.
I don't always get when people be like, "Oh, you're just engagement farm." I'm like,
your Twitter following is something legendary because you don't really have that many followers, but every follower you got is rocking with you.
What do you mean he don't have that many followers? He
Yeah,
got
like,
more
but-
than me.
You don't got that many either. I don't got that many
means
either.
you,
There's
God
people,
damn.
there's people with like
that just means
300,000, bro.
we
But
suck. Yeah, we
I'm just saying, like who I could write a paragraph.
Wait, y'all got followers?
Yeah, some followers.
How
Very
do you
few.
do that?
I got like 10K out there.
You say controversial shit and then get people mad at you. But what I'm saying is like I'll be writing one paragraph and finding all this data, and Mars will be like, "Why you think that?" And then I'll see my post and it has like 50 likes, and I'll see why you think that got like 400 likes. I was like, "What the hell is going on, bro? Why you think that?"
I guess so.
Profound
Mars got the.
I have
he got the
a
juice.
very simplistic reply format on Twitter.
Right.
It resonates with some people, but I'm also I always find it pleasant when I'm scrolling on Twitter and I'm in the replies of like someone else's tweet, someone who I've never interacted with. I'm just scrolling, reading the replies, and I just see how many people I've never interacted with in my life have me blocked. I'm like, oh damn, okay, cool. I guess I'm just blocked by so many people.
Why would somebody block
yeah,
you
we
though?
found that
Like
out on
you
Friday.
just looking for them. Yeah, we did find out on Friday.
Every
But why-
fan
Why
got
How
would
easy to
somebody
look.
just block you? Why would somebody? You know
because
what's so crazy?
they don't want to see your bullshit on their timeline.
People talk crazy to me, didn't block me.
Yeah,
Like-
because they don't want to hear your fucking response.
No, I don't respond back.
Gotta
crazy
have, gotta
no more.
have the
I
last word. That's what it is. They gotta have the last word.
Yeah,
But that's where
I
I could
used
bring
to.
out the burner. You think you could talk slick and then block me? Hell no, the burner gonna come out. Yeah, that's never happened, but maybe it could one day.
All right, fellas, diving into these super chats. The first one I got is from Masinko. Masinko said, so seriously, asking you, Chill, do you think the 09 Cavs would lose to the 15 Hawks in a series? I got the Cavs in 6 pretty easily.
James was a different player in 15 than he was in 09.
It was worse.
He was worse statistically in
It was
15.
worse.
Well, he was worse. He was worse. You think he was better in 09 than he was in 15?
Yes.
You think because of the back injury? You think that was the issue?
Yes. Yes.
But not as a player. You think because of his back? That was the problem.
LeBron was better in 2015 than 2009.
Well,
LeBron that played in 2015 is worse.
Yeah,
than LeBron. That's
he had a back injury.
You
so
think he's worse?
quite clearly.
Yeah.
I think 15.
He had a worse.
LeBron is
He had
by
a
far
worse
his worst
season.
prime,
Yeah, he had a
But
worse.
it's by far the worst LeBron ever was in his prime.
He had a bad. He had a bad.
If we go back on what the talking points were before they went to the finals, by the way,
Yeah, he
the
had a
talking
bad
points
back.
around 15 LeBron was the beginning of the end. That was Bron's
Yeah.
declining.
He had a
Bron is
bad
getting
back.
worse.
Yeah, he had a bad
He
back.
was 29 or whatever, 30. It was like, this is, or maybe he was 31. He was something like that. It was like early 30s, late 20s. This is Bron going the other way.
29.
That's what
Yeah,
2015 was.
he was
And then
30.
obviously they went to the finals, and then 2016 happened. But 2015 was seen as the beginning of the end for Bron while it was happening.
I
Very
still
clearly
thought
worse
Bron
than
was
09.
cold in 2015.
He was awesome.
He was still probably the best player in the world.
He was
But-
better. He was better in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012.
Yeah,
all those
every
years.
single one of those years is better than
I couldn't
2015
tell.
Bron.
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, but you
because
couldn't tell that 2023 Bron
And
wasn't.
that's why you're the
same as
janitor,
2013.
Ron.
Well, I mean, 2023. I was just talking shit. I'm with 2015 though. The reason why I think 2015 was better than 2009 is because, like, yeah, he might have got a step slower, but to what avail? Because he was still 4 steps faster than everybody else.
I don't
You
know
know,
if I
that's the first year
remember.
that's the first year since 09 Bron shot below 50% from the field.
I don't know if you guys
What
remember.
was the jumper looking like though? Like what
He
were
was-
the on
The
mid ranges?
jumper wasn't even great in 15. That's the thing. Like he just wasn't that good in 15.
Yeah, I'm asking like what's the difference? Because the jumper wasn't great in 09 either.
I'll give you the percentages. We'll go pure percentages. He shot 35 from 3 in 15, and he shot in 09 he shot 34 from 3, and they shot basically the same.
Around the same.
He was awesome
Um,
against the Hawks
But
in
him in
2015.
terms of rim pressure and rim finishing in 2009 was a completely different beast. Like what is he doing?
2015 Bron shot 39% on all mid range. 09 Bron shot 38%. So basically the exact same. You also got to remember 09 was a less efficient time than 2015. So
Yeah,
38% in 09 is actually better than 39% in 15, like relative
What's
to
the
era.
volume though?
And
What's the volume?
it's going to be way higher in 15. But that's
And
also
so
part of the problem.
Yeah, but that's
Actually,
my thing with
it
2015.
actually might not be, because you got to remember 09 Bron shot a bunch of middies and analytics hadn't kicked in yet. 2015 Bron, 36% of his shots were from mid range. Clean the Glass classifies mid range as anything outside of, I want to say, 5 feet. If you want to do long mid range, I can 14 feet and out. So I'll do that. 14 feet and out. Bron shot 19% of his shots from there. In 2015.
In
Yeah,
15?
no, in 2015. And
But he
he
shot, much
shot
more
them
threes,
at
though, didn't
39%. He shot them at 39% and shot, what did I say, 16% of his shots from there? 09 LeBron shot 31% of his shots from there. So way more. And he shot them at 38%. So yeah, he shot more middies in 09. But that was once again
Yeah.
product of the era. And he shot them at basically the same efficiency. So even
What
the
about
jumper,
three-
you don't
from
really
three,
have
though?
that argument.
I'm assuming he shot
34%
at least
to
double the
35.
threes. No. the
No, it
volume
was
of threes.
4.4 to 4.9.
4.4.
Like once again, the volume hadn't really changed. 15 Bron was more at the rim than 09 Bron in terms of volume. It just so happened that he was way less effective at the rim, and he was way worse on defense.
You also know
Just
why that's the
wild.
case too, though, because the game is, even from 09 to 15, the game has switched a little bit more. The game got a little more wide open and stuff like that.
I agree, yeah.
So like, I don't know. To me, I don't think it was that big of a difference. And what
Owen
once
LeBron is
again-
one of the best seasons I think anyone can ever see. So I'm just higher on that
Yeah.
than you are.
No,
That is
for sure,
ridiculous.
for sure.
That Atlanta team, I just think, was better in 15. And I think that as a collective, they didn't depend on one guy nearly as much as James, as that 09 Cavs did. And in 15, I think James was better as a player, even though he had that back injury, and that might have been his worst season. He was nothing short of fantastic in that Atlanta series. They smoked them, and it was largely due to James. He dominated on both ends of the floor. He would have dominated, I think, on both ends of the floor in 09, but I think that it was completely different in 15 because he was a lot smarter. That Atlanta team, I think as a collective with Jeff Teague and Al Horford and Paul Millsap, I feel like their offense was much more fluent. I think that they would have put Cleveland on the defensive end a little bit more, and I think that they would have outlasted them.
All right, Blackest Panther said Lars loves calling people out, especially Chill. I don't know what the obsession is. You use a lot of data with your arguments, which I see why you think you are right all the time. B-ball isn't that simple.
It was just a
I
correction.
think he
That's
just
all it
wanted to
was.
get that off his chest for a while and used earlier as the point to get that off. I didn't even go at Chill. He just said the Hawks, the Cavs in 09 weren't 8 games above 500 against the West like the Hawks were, but they were 26-4 against the West. That's not even me trying to be right. That was just me correcting information. I didn't even want to have a debate. I was just correcting the thing. It's something I do all the time when I say things that are wrong. I come back and correct it. Like I said about Chill saying that Cavs weren't going to win the title, but I corrected that because I was wrong. Yeah, I also don't think I'm right all the time. I actually very openly say I don't think I'm right. But yeah, you wanted to get that off. So
You do come after me pretty frequently though, Mars, which I appreciate because that's what this is all about. But you make it your business to come after me, and I don't have a problem with it because I mean that's what we're here for. I got no problem with it, but you do make it your business to come after me. So I do what I can to keep my dukes up.
I do have a problem with it. Please stop correcting me.
You ever wonder how?
He's
I'm
not
just kidding,
trolling.
I'm kidding.
You ever-
No, I am. Honestly, I was.
You
I
ever
was
wonder how Mars was as a baby?
No, never, not one.
probably just like a baby.
Probably not.
That's what it is.
Mars probably look you dead in your eyes and just be like, "Yep, I'm hungry." Just probably be like, "Yeah, I'm pretty hungry."
I mean, he's a baby. He should be hungry.
Like
I
a
was
baby,
looking this shit up yesterday, and do you realize that the insults you use against other people are powerful in your mind because they were at one point used against you?
That's why
No,
you-
because I just insult people just because.
I'm not talking
like,
to
I
you.
don't.
I'm not talking to you. I'm just saying. Like, in
I'd be
general,
calling
I'm
Chill
talking-
old. I don't know if that's ever been used against
Yeah.
you.
I mean, that's not really the insult.
Wait,
Because
Mars,
Be confident
you
it
called
has
it?
been
You call him that as an
Mars,
insult?
'cause you've been around some younger
Hell
people.
yeah, I think it's tragic that Chill is old.
Even if
The
that's
way I
true, though,
insult
here's the
people is
difference though,
crazy.
Ox. Here's the difference. Mars has actually been around some younger people who think that he's old. So in
I'm sure
theory,
they do.
what Penn said,
I don't think
is a
anyone's
fact.
ever called me old.
But the concept here is Chill. Like the reason you use a word to disarm somebody else, like you call them stupid, right? A lot of people say that I will call someone stupid once in a while. You know, they'll say, "Oh, you're always trying to talk down to people." You got to understand, as a child, I was talked down to a lot. A lot of people have called me stupid throughout my life for whatever reason. I mean, I tested friggin' like I was off the charts, but people still found a way to say, "No, that's stupid. That's stupid. What are you saying? That's stupid. Oh, you want a toy? That's stupid." That word was used to like insult and injure very much. So no wonder it has grown to this Herculean sized word in my head. And it's often the word that I will go to disarm somebody else because that's the word that affected me the most.
Are you
So
saying
when
that
people-
hurt people hurt people?
I mean, that's basic common sense. I'm just saying the word grows in your mind as powerful because it was powerful to you, because it was powerful against you.
I don't know what would be going on in your mind. I'd just be saying anything.
I've never thought that much about insulting people, but maybe it's
Yeah,
subconscious. I don't know.
Shit, I
But
just say whatever
I'm
I think
always
is
on the
gonna
side.
be
Words have
funny.
never really meant that much to me. It just
Sticks and
it's
stones.
just
You
yeah, it's
just-
word.
I personally think niggas should
No,
stop being
see,
so soft.
I think words have
Facts.
meanings, but in terms of like, I think words have definitions. So like I think when people say things, they should say what they mean, and I'm very
Litigious.
consistent on that. But in terms of like when people say things to me to like try and insult me or even to compliment me, it's like, no, it doesn't mean anything to me. So I don't care about that.
Yeah, me neither. You
Consciously,
can't.
anyway,
Nobody's gonna say nothing.
Subconsciously, maybe subconscious Mars is somewhere crying in the back of my mind right now. Like but
Man,
let me out.
listen.
But
Nobody's gonna say nothing that
everybody-
offends me that I don't really like. You give people the right to offend you. Like I don't give people that right to offend me. Like only person that could say something to me that offends me would be maybe if I had a girlfriend, maybe my wife if I had a wife. Like, but at the end of the day, once you offend me one time, I don't give a shit. Like, all right, let's offend each other now. Shit, let's do it.
But it's just
Damn, Drench, I'll be at home getting verbally assaulted, Drench.
Yeah, like at that point, like nobody's gonna say nothing that's gonna embarrass me. Like I promise you.
I'm talking about getting cooked.
And I don't think nobody
take it off on certain people.
Yeah, and I don't think nobody could like go to the level that I would go to anyway. Like with my jokes are very dark. Like that shit don't mean nothing to me. You know, so
like
the one you made earlier.
I just don't take things very serious. I just don't take things seriously. So it's like,
yeah,
you insult me.
You talking about the one I made with Dick Vitale?
Yeah, it's just what it is.
But like, there's like a lot of
yo, I deleted that because I don't want that in my inbox.
Like a lot of people will come up and act like shit doesn't bother them, or they be acting like they're always put together, or they don't have any weaknesses. But I'm just saying, like, all of these are acts. So as long as you know it's an act,
that nigga six-time champ.
Like we good. Like don't be thinking that dude who drives the Tesla truck and got like a 6-figure, income, and he got the perfect looking wife, like he ain't got no problems. Like he got loads of problems. He probably got tons of problems because that dude out there is probably thinking, the minute I stop making money, she gonna leave me. But why? That comes from diminished self-worth, right? So it's like,
that's just what they do. They ain't no self-worth. The motherfuckers leave when you stop making money.
I mean, everyone has problems. Everyone has problems
not how
in life.
Everybody thinks, Jordan. That's not how everybody thinks, right?
That is a leading cause of divorce. That's actually no, even before infidelity.
It's money
issues, infidelity, absolutely. Loss of a child, and I forgot what the one behind that was.
Loss of a child? What you mean loss of a child? Like if she loses a child?
If you if something tragic happens, you know what I'm saying, or something, and then like after that, there's a lot of trauma between them.
Absolutely.
And, grief. That's the word. A lot of grief.
I didn't know that.
The people. Yeah, absolutely. That's a big cause.
I would just try to make another one.
What's this got to do with somebody saying something that
I have no idea?
This is how we never got out on time because we end up going down these
little rabbit
hole. Ready to go.
I got you, Chill, and I got you, Mars. Jamrock said, in this one game format, this game is a toss-up. He had one of the best offenses all year. I'm expecting a stats bonanza. Should make some money on this game.
What game?
About? When they were playing fast, they had one of the best offenses in the league. Not all year. I think
he watched
the Wizards game, and
wasn't it a second where they had the fastest offense in the league, best transition offense?
Yeah, them niggas give up a lot of points though. He give up a lot of points.
Yeah,
that's probably what he was getting.
They've never been one of the. I mean, points per game, sure, but that's not.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. I think that Jaime Jaquez thrives in that system. That's why I think he's gonna be 6th man of the year because he don't really have to do much offensively.
Keldon Johnson.
Just go.
I think Keldon did some campaigning. He might get it. I don't know.
AJ Mitchell.
AJ Mitchell's my 6th man of the year, but I guess we'll talk about that at some point. I don't know.
I got Jaime.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, shit. I didn't know Jaime was averaging 15, 5, and 5. I didn't know that.
Shout out the boy.
That's in the league.
Yeah, y'all know I didn't know because I was wrong about him.
And shout out Gabriela Jaquez too. Number 5 pick. I did not expect her to go ahead of Kiki Rice, and I did not expect her to go top 5. Salute to her, but hey, that's what
she better than Kiki. I'm trying to tell you.
Where'd you have her going?
She might be. I thought just looking at mock drafts, so I didn't do a mock myself, but just looking at mock drafts and really just with following her the last 4 years, I thought she would probably go like late 1st round, early 2nd round. I did not have her jumping that far up. But once again, and I say this a lot, this is what winning would do for you.
Yeah.
This is what winning does. And I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying when you win and you prove that you're a winner, A lot of teams would take a pick on you, and they would much rather have you over a player that's not in a winning situation.
Shout
I
out
wish
to
the
the
NBA. I wish the NBA
UCLA
thought like that.
Bruins last night made history as the only program ever to have 5 first-round picks in the first round. That is insane. And 4 in the top 10.
Early. The other one was early in the second too. So yeah, all 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh
Ron,
my goodness, Dallas Wings.
I
Holy
really liked y'all draft, man. I have a lot of love for Flage. I do.
Man,
I do.
Y'all should have kept Marta.
The minute the tempo passed on her for Kiki Rice, I was just like, oh, fuck. Damn. Like, y'all need a face of the franchise. Flage, a face of the franchise.
Yeah, Marta, a face of the franchise, too.
Looks like we got 2 faces of the franchise. Really 3. Shout out Don Malonga. Zigsaw Puzzle said, and
y'all did good.
Yeah, we got a couple more super chats that is talking about the WNBA draft. So we'll circle back around to that. But Zigsaw Puzzle sent through $10 and said, I think a wild card format would be more entertaining and maintain competitive integrity. First seed sits first round. 2 versus 5 seed, 3 versus 4, and 6 and 7 play in a best of 5 wild card series, and winner faces first seed.
No.
That's a long ass time to be sitting for the first seed.
No.
Yeah.
The battle for the first seeds will go crazy, though. I ain't gonna lie. To get that extra time off. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be no tanking. Or wouldn't be much resting. Motherfuckers would just be playing their ass off.
There you go.
Yeah, motherfuckers would just be playing their ass off.
I'm fine with. I always found it weird that in the playoffs, more than half the teams in the league make it. I always found that weird. But I have no problem with it just being 1 through 8. I'm still on the side of 1 through 16, but I don't think anything else is.
But with the expansion, they're solving your problem because it won't be more than half.
There you go. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, it'll be exactly half. Yeah, which is still kind of weird to me, but better nonetheless.
All right, Masinko sent through $9.99 again and said, as a Heat fan, I'm rooting for the Hornets. We need that silver rigging to be consistent playing teams that miss getting the first pick.
He wants to have the run of Atlanta, Dallas, and then them. That's what he wants. He wants to be reward the teams that didn't tank, that tanked in the play-in. That's what he wants to continue.
Praying for y'all, Masinko. Y'all could do it.
Imagine AJ DeMonsta in Miami.
That'd be Heat.
Yeah, it'd be Heat for him.
I wonder if the Heat would draft AJ.
They would. Pat Riley would be nuts not to. He would.
He's nuts, chill.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Riley is nuts, chill.
He is
82 away them
years
cookies.
old, though.
He took away them cookies.
Yeah, he did do that.
Nuts and senile ain't the same thing.
T-Main P said, I think that there should be 3 DPOIs. 1 for perimeter, 1 for interior, and 1
man,
overall.
get the fuck out of here, yo. Come on, man. I mean, I know that these people pay money. Get the fuck out of here with this dumb shit. So you know what? It should also be 3 6-men of the year. The guys that played the most in the fourth quarter, the guys that played the most in the second quarter, the guys that played the most in the fourth quarter. It should be 3 league MVPs. The guy who played, get the fuck out of here, man. This is goofy. Hell no.
I think all this proves is how much the accolades really don't matter for real.
Fuck, man.
But you know what, Chill? I'm not opposed to a DPOY, Offensive Player of the Year, and MVP. I'm not opposed to that though.
I don't know why Offensive Player of the Year doesn't exist, but
because that's the MVP. That's what the MVP is right there. Offensive Player of the Year. That's why Kawhi didn't win MVP.
I'm on the. I think what was I gonna say? I think if you can rationalize that you think there should be a perimeter, DPOY, interior, and then overall, just award them in your minds.
I mean, they got Offensive Player of the Year. They got Offensive Player of the Year in football, and I do understand what that is. But I'm also, when I think about the MVP, when I think about the league MVP, I'm thinking about the guy who is the most valuable to his team's success. Who is that guy? Like, what is the league MVP entail? It's the guy who is the most valuable to his team's success. Is it the best player? Sometimes it is. But ultimately, it's the guy who's the most valuable. Now, is he an awesome offensive player? Sometimes he is. Is he an awesome defensive player? Sometimes he is. but ultimately he is the most valuable to his team's success. That's what the MVP is.
That's what it's supposed to be, but it's really the offensive player of the year mostly. Because Jokic stole Giannis's MVP when Jokic should have just got offensive player of the year.
What year is that?
All of them.
23?
Pretty much.
20.
We're just gonna
was it
disrespect
22? Is it 22 or 24?
22. I was talking about 24. I mean, Giannis could have gotten 24 too.
Jokic has deserved that.
Just for the people who said offensive player of the year is just a scoring title, I just want to ask them: do they think the best offensive player in the league in 2013 was Carmelo Anthony? Do they think the best offensive player in the league in 2005 was Allen Iverson? Do they think the best offensive player in the league in 2002 was Allen Iverson? Do they think the best offensive player in the league in 1986 was Dominique Wilkins? And do they think the best offensive player in the league in 1985 was Bernard King? Those are not the only examples. Those are just ones that I think everyone would say no. Do they think the best offensive player in the league in 2015 was Russell Westbrook? If the answer is no,
maybe for that one, probably.
Yeah, I'm not saying the answer is yes or no. What I'm saying is scoring title is not offensive player of the year, because we can understand that leading the league in scoring doesn't mean you were the best offensive player. Regardless of whether or not you might actually agree with all of those names. Do you think Joel Embiid was a better offensive player than Jokic in 2022? Maybe you do, but maybe you don't. But Jokic would have 0 offensive player of the years. And maybe you're fine with that, but maybe you're not fine with that. Like, so someone explain to me why offensive player of the year is just a scoring title. That doesn't, because if Jokic won MVPs and we all know what he is on defense, he obviously won it because of his offense. But by you guys' logic of offensive player of the year is just a scoring title, Jokic has never been the best offensive player in the league. So
well, it shouldn't just be the scoring title. It should be who's the best offensive player. And Jokic absolutely deserves a couple of those offensive player of the years. But I think
defensive player of the year is just a blocks title or the steals title.
Right. Because then we'd have Steph Curry as a DPOY.
Exactly. Imagine if the perimeter DPOY was that's just the steals title. Steph Curry 2016 perimeter DPOY. I guess.
I wish we could retroactively go and reward these players, because Andre Kirilenko never finished top 2 in defensive player of the year voting, and he should have.
I mean, it's hard when KG and
insanely
Duncan and
good
are running around.
Bro, he finished behind Theo Ratliff. There was
I agree. He was being a good defender, though. I agree. There were going to be years and there were names that he should have finished above that he didn't. But finishing top 2 is going to be hard when KG, Duncan, and Ben Wallace are simultaneously in the league, because he kind of tailed off around like 08 maybe. Yeah, around 08 maybe. And I was like, once again, those years were like Tim Duncan, KG, Ben Wallace. It's tough to break into that. But him, Sean Marion, another one who I think is just grossly underrated defensively. But it's hard to break into that.
Mark, you think Sean Marion was better than Carmelo Anthony?
I want to the Baja talk about that on their pods.
Because that's what Sean Marion said.
Sean Marion said he better than Melo?
Yeah.
I will say, if they both played today, Spreadsheet FC would definitely say Sean Marion.
It'd be like a Derek White versus.
It would be Derek White, Jaylen Brown type shit. That's what.
Yeah, but
especially if they were on the same team. If they were on the same team, Spreadsheet FC would be telling you why Sean Marion's the best player on that team.
But I feel Sean Marion though. I
listen to him. I ain't gonna lie, but that's neither him.
I feel Sean Marion though.
I would rather have Sean Marion in during that time. It would be 100% Carmelo. Right now, today, like now that I'm older and I know ball more.
Today's game, oh my god,
it's not even in today's game. Even in that game,
I was gonna say Sean Marion in that game was still.
Sean Marion was great every year, and he wasn't no Steve Nash merchant too. I want y'all to know that he wasn't no Steve Nash merchant. Like, but Sean,
he benefited tremendously from Steve Nash. Let's not do that.
All right,
Steve Nash benefited
tremendously. I'm about to steer off this. We got a ton of super chats. You know, if we could stay extra overtime, I wouldn't mind. But we got to get it moving, y'all. More you said, bro, have you seen how many people are rooting for Bron to win that series just so they can slander KD? It's insane, bro.
I mean, you also gotta remember, Bron also just has a lot of stands as well who are gonna root. there's probably Bron stands out there who genuinely think the Lakers can win. And if they do get mopped in 5 games, it can then just be, oh, well, he had no help. He's 55. So, you end up with the double benefit. If he actually wins, it's like, oh, my God, Bron the GOAT. And if he loses, he was never meant to win. So, good place to be.
Bron content is probably one of the worst content to make. Like, it's not fun. They're going to make it about Michael Jordan, or they just going to call you a hater. So I just don't enjoy making LeBron James content. I'll say that.
All right, the next super chat is from MP13. MP said, if the three-point line would have been established at the beginning of the 60s, what all-time great player would have benefited the most? I was watching Jerry West, and I see many shots that would have been threes.
Easily Jerry West.
Pete Maravich would have been putting up.
He would have probably averaged like 80. That nigga probably would have averaged 80.
Damn.
I don't know if
he averaged 42 without it.
Yeah, in college, but I don't know if Pete Maravich would have been winning in the 70s with like how he played and whatnot, but like his numbers would have been crazy. In terms of like winning, I think the Lakers in the 60s, by then default Jerry West would have been a lot better because that just changes the overall landscape of the game. Although if they understand the value of three, because the 3-point line came in 1980. The world didn't really start understanding the value of the three until the early mid-2010s, which is 35 years. So let's assume the league takes the same amount of time. We then get by the mid-90s, we're understanding the value of the three. You know what that does for Reggie Miller? You know what that does for Mark Price?
Do you know
what that does for Chris Jackson?
Bigs? Do you know what that does for the bigs?
Like, come on, man. Like, that's what.
The 3-point shooting.
You got a time where Reggie Miller shooting 9 threes?
Okay, the 3-point shooting helps 3-point shooters, but it really helps like cutters and rim rollers a lot too, and especially the guys who struggled with the cramped spacing. So I think a lot of bigs would have been better in that era too, including Will.
Yeah, guys like Kenny Smith that would have took advantage of that. Like guys like Kenny Smith, yiking that thing up. Mario Elie, yiking that thing up.
Dennis Scott on the Magic.
Dennis Scott, you got guys like that. Shit, Penny Hardaway, like you got guys like Penny Hardaway who probably would have took a little bit more and put that in this game too. A lot more, but I'm just saying.
Kevin McHale, let Penn tell it. Kevin McHale,
man, let Pistol Pete get a 3-point line. Chill. He might average 60 in college for sure.
He would have definitely averaged 50, no doubt about that.
For sure, easily.
Like, I remember apparently by people's eye tracking where he was shooting from, he was making like 12 threes a game.
That's what I'm saying.
Based on the distance. Like,
he was just shooting bullshit. Like
that's crazy.
Pete would just
and he still managed to shoot like 45% from the field. So, like, laser.
All right, fellas. The next super chat is from Teddy Hart. Salute to Teddy Hart. He is a Hall of Famer. I also do want to shout out all of our Hall of Famers. Right now is a good time to go ahead and do that. We have some new Hall of Famers, which I'll get to in a second. But as of right now, Multi Kenny became is a Hall of Famer. Shout out Multi Kenny. Shout out Worldwide Mace Television. Shout out Cheese. Shout out Bulletproof. Shout out Small Boxes. Drago FC. DNE MLV. The No Capo. CMX Halo. Kingster MH. And Can We Change Subject are all Hall of Famers. But we got some new Hall of Famers, and I got to go ahead and shout you guys out. The first Hall of Famer that I want to shout out is Found Anti. He just joined the Hall of Fame group chat. He just became a Hall of Famer this morning. So shout out to him. And also, my man Dubs Av General also became a Hall of Famer. Dubs Av, hit me up. I want to invite you to the Hall of Fame group chat. I want to add you to that. And also, too, you guys are now Hall of Famers, so that means that you guys can come on stage on Fridays for Hall of Fame Fridays. Hit me up. Would love for you guys to come up here and kick it with us. Teddy Hart said, somebody give Kawhi a slice of the same pizza that gave MJ the flu.
He's an OKC fan, so he's praying for the Clippers to lose so OKC get the pick.
I want to see Kawhi versus OKC.
They're not getting the game.
SGA.
They wouldn't get a game.
Shit.
They would not.
I have a hard time seeing them win. I have a hard time seeing them win a game.
They wouldn't
but maybe
get a game.
They can get one.
They gonna get a game.
I think it's borderline impossible.
Oklahoma City smokes them in 4 games.
Hey, boy, I want to see Kawhi and Shea match up. Kawhi ain't scared of that little shit.
I think they'll get a game.
Let you know.
Kawhi
always
be
one
over
game
there
where
guarding
OKC is
Lou
shooting.
Dort, and Shea is going to be over there guarding Chris Dunn.
No. I won't. In that fourth quarter, Kawhi switching on Shea.
They'll get game 3.
Well, they got Chris Dunn right there.
They'll get pummeled
no,
in
Kawhi-
game
no,
3. That's
Chris
what they'll
Dunn probably
do.
gonna foul out. Chris Dunn probably
Oh,
gonna foul out.
sure,
Kawhi switching on Shea. They ain't gonna call all them fouls on Kawhi.
Sure, once
no ref
again.
ever is gonna call 6 fouls on Kawhi. Not happening.
All right, y'all. Well, if this matchup happens, we'll speak more into it and we'll be excited for this series. But Hoops Never Stopped sent through a super chat and said, shout out AZ, but Olivia is and will be the best guard in this class. I also like Indiana drafting Raven.
I like that move by Indiana. That was a great pick. Get a defensive demon over there with Caitlin and Kelsey. And once again, like I said before, holy fumble Dallas.
Yeah, Lauren Betts was right there. But, hey, man, they got a good backcourt. They got a winning backcourt that's proven it together.
They drafted her girlfriend?
They have chemistry. Yeah.
You think that had a lot of influence in them taking that pick?
I think so. Now that they
It had to have.
So, yeah,
It had to have, or else they would have took more. And it makes no sense to take her unless you were, because I thought they were going to trade Enrique early on. I honestly thought they were going to trade Enrique for like Angel or something, right? So that's why I was kind of shocked that she was.
Just Enrique, huh?
Yeah, so that's why I'm confused. I don't understand why. So if you're going to
that's that Spurs backcourt, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
but they don't got nothing. Yeah, that works when you got Wemby. They don't got a big like you got.
Yeah, and they needed a big
Lauren
last
Betts.
year.
When
They needed a big bad last year.
Lauren Betts was right there. That was, and if they did pick her because of her relationship, whatever that relationship may be with Paige, whether it's whatever it is, romantic or just friendship, or because they played together in the past, it's a bad move. Like
Yeah,
that's
just
bad.
We're gonna have to trade one of them.
That's bad. I think that's just bad leadership. Like, I think you should pick the best player for your team rather than, her friend or whoever she is to her. I don't know all the details.
Especially when they're that
It's
good.
crazy.
Especially when they're that good, because it's like if it's turmoil in the locker room or turmoil between them, and they got to share a backcourt, that shit is gonna get messy, and they're gonna have to trade Fudd because they ain't trading Paige.
Absolutely not.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine a breakup leading to shit. Shouts to them.
Imagine a breakup like starting like in 2 weeks from now. Like
Imagine being romantically involved with somebody on your team. I'm in the matrix.
oh,
What's
no,
going
you're
on
not.
right
No, you're not. Let's keep.
Hey,
rolling.
man,
Let's
shout
I'm
keep
out
saying,
rolling.
Hey, we about
Hayes,
5 years
though.
out from this happening in the NBA, and I'm gonna be here for.
No, we ain't 5 years out.
That's just that been happening in the NBA. But
sure.
Enrique, AZ, and
Been
Paige.
drafted because their boyfriend.
Ron,
Oh, I don't know
iceberg
about- I don't know
ahead.
about all that. I don't know
Iceberg
about all that.
ahead.
Jalen
Iceberg
Green, Alex
ahead.
Christopher. That's the closest you gonna get.
Pin's right. Iceberg ahead. All right. The next shout out Z Edie. Zach Edie became a member on our channel. Shout out Zach Edie. The reason why you didn't become a Hall of Famer, I don't know. Maybe it's because we don't talk enough about the Grizzlies, but we appreciate you for joining up as a member anyways. Hoop Never Stop said Spo and Bam for all the marbles. Sorry. It was a good year, Charlotte. 1, 2, 3, Cancun.
Yeah, I think the heat switch and everything could cause some problems for Charlotte. Also, their zones and whatnot are just messing up the game. Whether or not it's effective, I don't know. I'm on the side. I have a hard time seeing the Heat blowing them out. If the Heat are going to win, it's going to be because the Hornets get bogged down in the clutch. But if the Hornets win, I think it's going to be like they blitz the hell out the Heat. So
Trent became a YouTube member and said, my bad. Anime is cool became a YouTube member. Salute to Anime is cool. Trent said, get Bam off that team immediately. And the Pistons might have the easiest route to the Eastern Conference Finals.
They already
they have Philly, Orlando, Charlotte. I don't think Charlotte's an easy team to beat, but that's fine. And then Cleveland, Toronto should be winnable in the second round. It's
Mars,
easy.
I'm not trolling. Bro.
OKC have in my
really
opinion,
think
cakewalk to the finals. By the way,
I really think Charlotte and Miami could both give Detroit a good series. I'm not saying this. I'm not necessarily saying beat them, but I think they could both give them a good series. Yeah.
I don't see what you see with Miami. I can see the Hornets causing some issues, but I would favor Detroit in both matchups and against Miami very comfortably. Against the Hornets,
I mean, you should favor Detroit.
I mean, yeah, 60-win team. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, OKC have, in my opinion, like legitimately a cakewalk to the conference finals.
Not if
Because
Kawhi
the
got something to say about it.
The Lakers
Houston and LA.
hamstrings, yeah, the Lakers don't work right now. Like they just don't have players, and Houston are like the most flawed team in the top 6 in the West, and that's their second round opponents. And then their first round is, in my opinion, going to be pretty routine, regardless of who.
Y'all
it is.
boys gonna get sick when Kawhi do that thing, boy.
Hell not. If someone knocks out the Thunder round 1, I think that's gonna be elite. Like assuming the Thunder are healthy. Like I think that it's always cool to see good upsets, in my opinion.
I think San Antonio versus Denver in round 2 is going to be really interesting.
That's box office.
That's going to be cinema. Everyone's going to be tuned into that game.
No, that's
they
gonna
make
be
it
Phoenix
that
versus
far.
Denver round 2. I don't know what he's talking about.
It's gonna be Phoenix.
Hey,
It's
Ron,
gonna be
you got
Phoenix
4
versus the
minutes.
Wolves.
Yeah, Ron, let's get out here. I'm gonna stay quiet the rest of the show, and it's pertaining to me.
Thank you. The real Xavier Thompson said, "Who's the most average at every position, or guard, forward, big? If the list is good, it can be a good reference for the future." So, who's the most mid guard in the league?
Mid
This is a
starting or
long-ass
mid
answer.
guard? Period.
Suggs at the 1.
He is not. Mid. This is crazy.
Get Mark, just let him go.
Jalen
Just let him
Suggs
go.
is mids.
He is
Just let him
not
go.
mid.
It said average. It said average. It's not necessarily.
Jalen
Let's just
Suggs
go
is
with
not
Average is
clearly
mid.
an above average guard.
If you want to give him above average, okay, I can get with that. Sure.
He's good.
Okay.
How about
The
B
most-
Pods then, Miles? How about
Oh
Jen?
no,
Yes.
Pods is
I
a
think
bum.
he trash.
Pods is
I
a
think
bum.
Pod's trash.
No. Pods is
take him
mid.
off
Pods
the
is
list.
mid. Pods is mid.
No.
Pod- you
Pods
know
is
what?
trash.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Pods
with
is
Pods
sorry.
being mid.
Yeah, Pods
You
is
know
sorry.
what? You know what? Pods, Moody.
I hate watching
Go
Pod
ahead.
play.
Just
He
list out
trash.
the entire Warriors roster.
You
They
ain't
do
wrong
have a lot
though.
of mids.
Yeah,
They
you
do have
ain't
a
All
lot
right.
of mids, yeah,
Well,
I ain't gonna lie.
Xavier Thompson, that's a whole conversation in and of itself. It would take us a while to discuss
Chet
who's
at the
most
forward
mid players
position.
at each positions. But Hoops Never Stopped sent through another super chat and said, "If you didn't like the Hawks team, cool. But to act like a team who won 66 NBA games, didn't beat any good teams is diabolical."
They didn't
They
beat
won-
the teams that was
won 60.
necessary. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not.
What team won 66 games?
The Cavs in 09.
Oh,
And in order to get to the NBA championship, the teams that they had to beat, they hadn't beaten them all year. That's the fucking point. Meanwhile,
Go ahead. Well, go ahead,
meanwhile,
Chris.
me-
Never
meanwhile,
stops.
the Atlanta Hawks in 15, the teams that they were supposed to beat, they had beaten them, which gave me an indication that maybe they could get to the NBA championship. That's the point.
Regular season frauds.
The next super chat is from Flight. Flight said, "Will Aiden officially be relegated to catching lobs from Jermaine Cole in China if he gets outplayed and embarrassed by Clint Capella this series?"
Didn't J. Cole already get sent home?
yeah, I think he
I
retired.
don't know.
Where we at with
Hey, is Bronny getting minutes in the
Damn, that was
playoffs?
quick.
Yes, he's gonna play Drench.
Yeah,
Yes, he
probably
is.
Jared Vanderbilt minutes
Yes.
too.
Yes, he is.
Oh shit!
Yes, he
The
is.
Lakers roster is thin. like,
That boy finna show y'all that he is.
He
an
shouldn't
NBA
get more
player
minutes
in
than
fact.
what's his name? Than Nick Rich Jr. Though he shouldn't get more minutes.
No,
than
but look
Nick
though, but look in
Nick
this
Smith is alright.
in this
Nick Smith, my bad,
situation,
not Nick Rich. Yeah,
in this situation, I'm not mad that Bronny matched up with Reed.
you crazy as shit, right? Ox.
I didn't say he was as good as Reed. I didn't say that.
No, he getting
say that.
fried by Reed.
Be that as it may.
I can't listen to Drench when it comes to him. Like he shouldn't even be in the NBA. In
Yeah,
the
he
NBA.
shouldn't.
He
Yeah,
shouldn't
he
even
No,
be
shouldn't.
well,
in
he,
the NBA.
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
he should.
in his
He got
defense, though,
better
chill. He really shouldn't. But
He
he's
didn't really
here.
get better.
But
he just
but
played a
he's
lot
here.
more and get his average 5. That's
He's
his average 5.
he is here, right? And I'm not saying that Reed ain't gonna cook him or whatever. I'm just saying if there's anybody, any matchup, at least it's Reed. You know what I'm saying? It could be worse.
Bronny really isn't as bad as y'all make
It's
him
not-
think.
Yeah, yeah,
At least they're not.
Yes,
At least they're
he
not
is.
playing.
No, he's
At least they're not
not.
playing against the Thunder.
I'm not
You know what
saying
I'm
he's
That would
good.
be
I'm
Yes,
not
he
saying he's
is.
a rotation player.
He's
but
like
he got
6'1".
better
He
this
can't
year.
dribble. He's 6'1". He can't dribble. He don't really make
Said the
great
same thing
decisions.
about him in Thompson.
He don't. He can't. He's not that good of a defender.
Bullshit, yo.
He can't even chill. What are you
It's
looking
dumb as
at?
hell.
Yeah, let's
That's
move
just
on.
At least admit is
You
6'7" and
basically
super
can't play.
athletic.
I mean,
That
we
nigga-
know the
that
only
nigga's hell.
reason anyone talks about Bronny James is we know why. Like he's quite
Is he the
clearly
same
one
player?
of the,
Is
he's
he
one
the-
of the worst players in the NBA.
So let me ask you a question,
Easily,
Miles. Let me ask you a
easily.
question, Miles. Is he
Very
the same
clearly.
player? Is he,
That nigga
is
top
he-
five
is he the-
bottom.
Oh, you're the
If he-
you're the
is-
poorest billionaire in the
Is he the
billionaire
same? No,
club.
we ain't doing that.
Congratulations.
Pause. Is
What
he
the
the
hell?
same player in April
No,
2026
he's sorry, Penn.
that he was when
That
he
nigga
first got drafted?
trash.
No, I would.
Yeah.
I would say. I would say he's he shoots it better than he did.
Which ain't saying much though.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's one of
But
the
I'm
biggest
just,
weaknesses.
all I'm answering is the question he asked me. Is he the same player? I would say no. He shoots it better than he did when he first came in. That's what.
Right,
But he's
all I was
still like
saying was,
he's still not good.
yeah, like he shoot it better.
For
Yeah,
NBA
he
standards.
averaged
Playing
5
good
in college.
rotation.
But
Yeah,
I'm
to your point, Mark.
Okay, I want to make sure we also do this for every time we say a player is
To
not
your
good,
point.
for NBA players. We never have to add the caveat for NBA standards.
That's
We're only
what I was
doing
about
this
to
for
say.
Ronnie for whatever
That's where I
reason.
was going with.
If I say
Right.
Tijan Salon is
trash.
not good, we know it's for NBA standards. We're not saying, oh, I'm better than Tijan Salon. We know it's just he's not good. If I say Yang Hansen is not good, we don't need to add the caveat for NBA standards. We just know we're talking about NBA players. So yeah, them not being good is for NBA standards. But when it's Bronny, we have to add the caveat. Why? No, he's not
trash.
good.
Who's better,
Obviously, we're talking about for NBA standards. We're not
Bronny
talking
or
about any
Kobe
other player.
Brown?
Same time
Who's
we talk about
better?
every other player.
Bronny or Kobe Brown?
I'll take Bronny.
I'm taking Kobe Bryant. You crazy as
Give me
well.
Bronny.
I'm taking a
Bronny
nigga named
gonna,
Kobe.
Bronny gonna prove you haters.
I'm a hater. All I said was he's
I
one
ain't
of
know
the
that.
worst
Nah.
players in the
And
league.
You niggas talking about
Yeah,
talking
that's
about
why
he
you had
shooting.
the head. That's why you had the
He's
hand wagon
shooting
before I
it,
even
Because I
put
knew-
you on the
because I knew
screen.
what you was
You
doing.
knew it.
And
Hey,
y'all
y'all,
seen that?
y'all three are
Y'all
Bronny
seen
haters,
that?
but don't
Ain't
trip.
no
Me
Bronny
and Chill
haters.
gonna victory lap on y'all.
You niggas
I'm
talking
just
about he
telling-
shooting
I'm
better.
telling
He
the
averaged
truth.
5 points. The fuck
Bronny
he
is
shooting?
not better than Kobe Brown, by the way.
Not at all.
The only guys in the NBA I would comfortably say are worse than Bronny, and there's probably names who are worse
They
than him.
exist?
Yeah,
They
Yang is
don't
worse
exist.
than Bronny. Like Yang is absolutely worse than Bronny.
I give you that one.
I may
I
have to
give you
push
that one,
back on
boy.
that.
Yeah, no, Yang is for sure worse than Bronny.
Yeah, I give you that
and then
one, boy.
and then someone else, AJ Johnson is worse than Bronny. I'm sorry, AJ
Who
Johnson.
the fuck is
Push back
AJ
on that one
Johnson?
too. Shout out AJ.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
the kid,
he got drafted by the Bucks. He got
okay.
drafted by the Bucks, traded to the
Okay.
Wizards.
Nah, Drench, you know who AJ is.
Yeah, I know who that is.
AJ Johnson sucks. I'm gonna leave Tyus Jones alone. But I'm just like,
Tyus
of guys
Jones
who
been
are,
there,
Oh,
Bronny, you
no,
know
bro.
that.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Tyus
Tyus
Jones should never.
I'm gonna leave
Don't
Tyus
disrespect
Jones
Tyus,
alone. I
bro.
said I'm gonna leave Tyus Jones alone.
That nigga
But
way
those
better than
two,
him.
those two I'm comfortable saying are worse
Chill.
than Bronny.
All right, chill. Let me ask you this:
Comfortable.
do you think the NASA's Antetokounmpo is good?
Better than Bronny.
No, hold on. I want chill to answer. Do you think the NASA's Antetokounmpo is good?
I do think he's good.
All right, there you have it, y'all.
All right,
The
man.
Doing the
National
thing,
Bronny
yeah,
doing the
yeah.
thing. Everyone in the NBA is good. See,
Yeah,
that's how we
yeah,
have to start
yeah.
doing
Oh, okay.
things when we
Oh,
talking
okay.
about Bronny.
Oh,
he
okay,
was fine,
okay, but
he was fine calling Jalen Suggs mid, by the way. But everyone in the NBA is good.
But not Bronny. But not
Minutes
Bronny.
ago, Jalen Suggs was mid.
Yeah.
But now when we have to defend Bronny, everyone in the league good.
But chill.
I
But chill.
guess.
Being
To
mid doesn't
cap
mean
this
you ain't
question
good.
up. Hold on, chill. To cap this question up. Who is better? Who is better out of the NASA's and Bronny?
Bro, why are we going into NASA's?
Antetokounmpo is
Oh,
better.
okay. all right, cool.
Another beneficiary of nepotism. That's it.
Antetokounmpo.
Jemai Mashak.
He was in the league before.
You know who that is?
Giannis, by the way.
Yeah, but he's still around
Nigga
now
that's
for one.
better than Bronny.
For sure.
He's
Are you
not
talking about the guy
better
on
than Bronny.
Memphis? Are you talking about the guy on Memphis? Jemai
Who?
Mashak? You talking about the guy on Memphis?
Yeah.
May shot. Is
Good.
it May?
He sucked too, by the way. He sucks. Yeah, he
He
sucks.
sucks. Nolan Traore sucked this year.
Yeah,
Ben
but them
Simmons-
niggas
Hey,
be
hey,
better than
hey,
Bronny.
Ben
though.
Simmons right there. Leave Nolan alone. What the fuck? Ben Simmons right there.
Yeah, them niggas be better than Bronny though.
Too.
Ben
Yeah,
Simmons
Rob
really-
Dillingham sucked
Ben
too. I
Simmons
ain't gonna
really
lie.
ain't all that bad.
Rob
Yeah,
Dillingham
Rob
sucked.
Dillingham sucked too though.
Rob
But hold on,
Dillingham
I told
sucked.
y'all he sucked. Why when I say Rob Dillingham sucked, it ain't no hate. But when I say Bronny sucked, now I'm just
Yo,
magically hating.
I
I say a
got-
lot of niggas trash.
We got a couple players on our team that suck more than Bronny. I ain't gonna name them
lying,
out because I feel
P.
like
You lying.
that'd be kind of.
How many NBA games they play? Because if you start telling
Gotta
me guys
bounce
who are on 2
Oh,
ways
they
and
played.
five games,
They played. They
Merry
played.
Christmas.
I got
okay.
bounce too, y'all.
You hate on Grady?
Yeah, I got to bounce too.
No, I'm not talking about Grady.
Oh,
Sorry, super chats.
Maybe I'm.
Go, Ron. Go. This nigga Ron bounce.
yeah, everyone gotta go, but we just yapping.
Go ahead, get the super chats out the way. Come on.
All right, bro. All right, we gonna get this done. All right, for real, because I do gotta go. I gotta take the dog to the vet, man.
Damn, your dog
I
sick?
We ain't got time to talk about it.
He just a
We ain't
puppy,
got time
though,
to talk about it.
so you gotta go.
Nah,
I
he
got
was fine.
Cavs. I got Cavs in 5. Hornets and Portland win tonight.
Hell.
Hoops never stop says playing is just one game, but it's still playoff environment. I don't think anything can happen. The most playoff ready team will win regardless.
I don't agree. I think anything can happen. One game is always anything can happen to me.
Ox and Ron, Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark are locked at the 1 and 2. So I thought they'd look for a backup big, a wing, or a 4 at the 10th pick. Why take Raven Johnson? Is it because of lack of guard D?
Yeah, you got to protect Caitlin Clark. So
Yeah.
you got to protect Kelsey Mitchell too. You got to protect him too. I mean, they're all right on a big standpoint.
Yeah. I think that's the only reason to take Raven. I mean, she improved her shooting, but I think the main reason to take her is because of her defensive abilities.
100%.
I'm not mad at it. Be True 2310. The play-in tournament format in the bubble was better in my opinion. I lean toward no play-in, but if it has to be there, I prefer the bubble format. That's kind of like you were saying, right, Mars? Because it was just close teams. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hoops never stop with another super chat. Jalen Johnson is an effective half-court scorer. Let's stop the narrative before it spreads like wildfire. I watched him live in Detroit. So you watched him one game live in Detroit, and you think that?
Yeah, until they do it in the playoffs.
So if he had a bad game that time you watched him live in Detroit, would he then be an ineffective half-court?
Let's stop lying. This is how most people watch basketball. I watched this guy once. He sucked. He sucks. Boom.
That's how I found the Hoop Summit. I ain't gonna lie. That's how I found the Hoop Summit. That Chinese big, I don't care what he do the rest of his career.
He ain't do nothing.
He sucked.
He was out there doing
I was sitting
shit.
next to Vel. Vel in the chat. He can vouch for me. I said it in warm-ups. He sucked. He got a hater in life for me. He's one of the worst players I've ever seen. I don't know what they got going on over there.
It's crazy.
Nah,
but he wouldn't.
Oh my God.
He wasn't. I would look if I was the coach of the international team. I'd have sat his ass down. He wouldn't have came back into the game.
He barely played in the second half.
Yeah.
Man,
No way. I don't care if this is supposed to be some type of showcase. You're not playing, bro. He wasn't doing shit.
Put him on a team.
Yeah, if he gets drafted in like 2 or 3 years, I'm gonna be livid.
They selling jerseys. They selling jerseys. You know what time
He's
it
probably
is.
gonna go play in Japan.
Hell no, they got a young variant DSG. It's a new Yang, but he might be worse. Oh man, it's
variant.
G Wazardo.
Did you just say that?
G Wazardo,
Oh
W
my
chat.
God.
Ox, what are your thoughts on the WNBA draft picks? Who do you think wins Rookie of the Year? I'm gonna go probably with Latson. I'm gonna go with her in LA. I like her. If she can pick her scoring back up, I could go with her for Rookie of the Year. I could also go with Lauren Betts because I like what they're doing in Washington with the Mystics. I like what they're doing over there. And I do believe that eventually Shakira will probably be coming off the bench behind Lauren. And
What?
Absolutely.
Do y'all know what they used to call
Shakira will probably start at the beginning of the season, but I'm pretty sure Lauren will end up starting at that.
No
at that
way they
spot next to
bringing her
Kiki.
off the bench after giving her all that money.
Do y'all know what they call
Hey,
it?
if you want to win, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because this the thing. This the thing. You're not bringing Kiki off the bench. Shakira can play Shakira can play the 4, but you're not bringing Kiki off the bench. And
Shakira just gonna play the 4 though.
So she coming off the bench behind Kiki?
No, why Kiki can't play 5? Or why Shakira can't play 5?
Because Lauren about to start at the 5.
She not starting, Ox. I'm telling you.
Maybe not in the first couple weeks of May and June, but before we get to July, Lauren's starting at that 5.
Shakira not coming out that. Shakira not coming out that lineup. I'm telling you.
She's not gonna be out the lineup, but she just
not coming out the starting lineup. She's not coming out that lineup. I'm telling you, Ox. Watch what I tell you. It's not gonna happen. She damn near Shakira might have her best season.
She very well could, but that doesn't mean she's starting over. Like, look, she gonna be fighting with Kiki, then it's gonna be between somebody coming off that starting lineup.
We'll see.
Mia's Leonard, Oxmont head coach, Mars and Ron assistant, Pin my GM, and Chill franchise manager. Guy below Ron, I don't know much about him.
Damn, it must be me.
Mace Leonard.
I guess I ain't known at all.
You better get used
That's
to me.
crazy.
You
don't
better
watch
get
the show.
comfortable. You better get comfortable with me trading 16 first-round picks for Scotty Barnes, bro. So that shit's about to happen.
Yeah.
First day.
We getting pinned up out of there. I'm not. Hey, look, Penn. I want to be clear. I'm not mad that you're going to get Scotty, but just don't do too much to get Scotty. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, please get Scotty. Please do.
15
just,
first-round picks. I got you.
Yeah,
I got
all
you.
right, never mind, bro.
We throw it at
we
15.
they gonna be doing pin like Nico Harrison was just getting did in Dallas. By Tupac Westside. By the way, Unc, I was talking about the Avatar: The Last Airbender animated movie that was leaked, not the other Avatar movie. Oh, I thought they was talking about the other one.
Yeah, I thought so too.
So they just made it a Last Airbender movie.
I guess. How you leak a movie? I guess.
And I don't understand what they're so upset about. Just don't watch it. Go. Unless I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. Whatever. Bob. The Cavs have looked amazing when healthy. In my opinion, better than New York, Detroit. Boston is hard due to their wing depth, which we struggle to match up against. Oh yeah.
Boston kind of a different monster right now.
Yeah.
Would y'all be surprised?
They're so clearly about to win the East. Like,
would y'all be a little bit? Would y'all be surprised if Orlando just kind of goes a little crazy right now?
No, Orlando.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I feel like the way that they lost that game. I feel like the way they lost that game could be like a lot of motivation. They've underperformed clearly, but I had this team being so much better. They got the talent. Franz is getting back into it. Don't be surprised if they win the playing game and then have a very competitive first round series.
Orlando sucks.
They got 45 wins, Trench. They don't suck.
No, they do suck.
Shit, I think Phoenix suck and they go 45.
There you go.
Yeah.
Celtics. Oh wait. I'm joking this morning. Celtics are better again. We have the Bostonian, Luka, and Baylor. Have a blessed week, everyone. Absolutely.
Bostonian is cool.
Shout out to Baylor Shireman.
Bostonian is cool. I never thought about that.
Bostonian Luka.
Yo, shout outs to Luka Garza. Never in my life did I think Luka Garza was going to save the Raptors from having to face the Knicks, number one. And number two, I never thought that Luka Garza was going to get Larry Bird comps. That's what they said.
First of all, you must ain't see him.
Guys ain't know Luka Garza, man. It's cool.
Luka was nasty. Luka was so cold in college. He was really good in college, but we're not going to entertain.
Or Caitlin Clark.
We're not going to entertain Larry Bird comparisons.
Of course, it was a joke.
No, I'm not saying that you take it seriously, Pin. I'm just saying like
someone might.
You lucky we ain't got time, Moss. You lucky.
No. But can I just say something real quick? Because I do have to get out of here, unfortunately, because Ron needs me to get out of here too. There's this NOAA tracking system that like tracks jump shots and shit. A lot of NBA teams have invested in this analytics system. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars, and basically it'd be tracking like how off your shot is, if you're long, if you're short, whatever. There was an analytic, I think there was like last year or the year before, that came out that Luka Garza had actually taken the most jump shots out of any player in practice in the entire league. And I remember filing that in
tracking
my brain.
It in practice?
Yes, that's what it is. They don't.
You don't see like Dame be posting on his story.
No, they do. No, Ox, they do it because at the Clippers court, they do it automatically. Like because when you shoot that bitch, that should account. Like and it's like weird shit. Like
I'm not saying I don't believe it. Like I've been to all the facilities where they got all that stuff. I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's probably inaccurate too, because that shit just go. That shit stays. It literally stays on. Like it's probably inaccurate, most likely.
I know because
stays on.
I know because they got the ones out with where you shoot it and it shows the angle of your shot and all that type of stuff. Like I've been around all that type of stuff. I know it's there. It's just like, man,
that
y'all
shit
know
be
how I
on
feel
for
already,
me.
so it don't even matter. You know?
I just shoot that motherfucker as soon as I come in. That shit say 1, 2. I'm like, the fuck is this?
Drink more water. Says, chill, they are doing your duty. You guys realize there can be pressure on a team to win and not pick them to win, right? Like Denver has pressure to win, but if they play OKC, is the pressure gone now? No, because Denver's better than OKC.
I think Denver has title hopes, though.
Yeah, they should. I'm pretty sure. Denver and Boston is going to be the finals this year. So We'll see what happens. Anime is cool 97. Ron owe all of PC money from bets. He the offset of PC, and Jordan talking like he TJ.
Hell no, I heard little TJ got his ass knocked out. So I don't want to. Yeah,
They said he got knocked out by one of
a
offset
fan.
fans.
Yeah, hell no, I ain't TJ.
Luffy Gear 4th saying there was no. Oh, my bad. Saying there was some questionable decisions from Splitter is kind of ironic considering Billups was running rig card games for the Mafia.
I saw that earlier. That's funny.
Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. Man, I was playing poker last night, man. I love poker. Minnesota Timberwolves FC. Penn, I have Toronto beating the Cavs in 6 with Scotty averaging a triple-double. Yeah, sure you do.
I wouldn't, like I said, once again, I would not be surprised if the Cavs lost in the first round.
They're just not going to be able to score the ball enough.
You talking about the Raptors?
Yeah.
Probably so.
Yeah. And Donovan Mitchell, they don't got nobody to guard Donovan Mitchell. Like, Scotty has to guard James Harden if he's going to make any type of difference. Like, nobody over there can guard Donovan Mitchell. I so help. Debating with friends, Ant and Tatum over Embiid overall as they have better playoff games. Mars, are you going to respond to that?
Nope.
No? You don't want no parts of that? You sure? You sure,
If you think Anthony Edwards is a better player than Joe, I'm assuming he's talking about Joel Embiid when he was Joel Embiid, I'm assuming. If you think Anthony Edwards is better than that player, salute you. If you think Jason Tatum is better than that player, cool. But salute you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1 second. Okay, we back. Champ Village. Penn, Elon owns the platform. It's simple. You just have to tweet like he does to get pushed up in the algo or become affiliated with the company.
Interesting.
Jay Heezy. Who would y'all take all time? Tim Duncan or Jokic? Be for real.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, my God, be for real. How the hell does Jokic get in these conversations? Like, when did he get here? Fucking Tim Duncan or Jokic, man. Y'all ought to be shamed.
Hey, I'll see y'all later, alligator.
Yeah. We out of here, y'all. Peace. Tim Duncan or Jokic. Are you out of your mind?